players for the Bulldogs would be their quarterback, Jack Vandenberg, of course. He's a really lanky, tall guy, which will help him see over the line, and he looks to be a star for the Bulldogs this year.
We got a couple key returners with Kevin Garvey and Joey O'Day, both very key players in last year's varsity team. They'll be looked at for this year to help our Bulldogs get some key wins.
Now, Jack Vandenberg, he has this like baseball
What Chris is trying to say here is that
he throws it like a baseball.
Yeah, he does throw it like a baseball. He just lets the ball drag behind, which gives him a lot more power like a pitcher, but also sacrifices some time. So he'll take a couple more sacks, but it'll also be a lot more accurate.
Yeah, Vandenberg standing at a tall 6'4". You know, he has that view over the line, which will be great for the Bulldogs this year, as he can lead our offense.
Speaking of the opposing line, Kyle Bosch, 6'6", 315.
Yeah, for Wheaton St. Francis.
Yeah, he has gotten. He seems to be committed.
He's committed
to LSU,
Louisiana State University,
and obviously a powerhouse D1 program. So you'll be looking for him if you're for the other team here.
He'll be playing, I believe, right tackle for the St. Francis offense.
Big guy, 6'6", 315. I mean, those are numbers you rarely see at the high school level.
Yep. So we have Colin Doyle kicking off for the Spartans to give out the game. Luke Keller and Joey O'Day back to return the kick. O'Day gets it. He gets tackled.
Ball lost.
Fumble. We can't see the ball right now.
St. Francis
says they have it. Referee's trying to split up the group. St. Francis ball.
St. Francis ball.
Man.
They can't have those mistakes early. St. Francis gets the ball almost in the red zone. Joey O'Day, an experienced player, he's a senior. You can't do that.
Shaking off the butterflies, Andrew. But that's no excuse. But we'll see if the defense can make a stop here. O'Day, that must have been some kind of mental error, because O'Day wouldn't make that error normally.
He had a couple of really good games last year, and things were looking up for this year. We'll see if he can. I think that'll sort of snap him back in, get rid of those butterflies. Say, the worst has already happened. Let's try to move past that.
And Michael Robinson, their quarterback, hands it off, and the Spartans get a gain of about three yards.
Yeah, it'll be a 2nd and 7. That was a good stop by the Bulldogs, but they also got a big push.
You notice which way they went, right to the left tackle, right where Kyle Bosch is.
Yeah, if you got a guy 6'6", 315, you're at the high school level, you're going to create a few holes.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll see what the Bulldogs can do here at 2nd and 7 for the Spartans. Michael Robinson under center. Motion left. Handoff to number 25.
Dan Beck.
And he gets well up the field and a first down and a couple.
Man, it took almost the whole Bulldog defense to bring him down.
Mm-hmm.
But he was crushed under a whole team then.
As you can see right here, we'll show the replay right here. You can see they're going towards Kyle Bosch. He's such a presence right there. And it shows with the gain.
Also another big guy, their second main offensive lineman, Robert Dwyer, 6'4", 280. He's 280, and he's bigger than one of our biggest offensive linemen too. So they have two guys bigger than our biggest offensive lineman.
Yep. And you see number 32, T.J. Jackson, going to the left side and getting a good gain of about 5 yards. We'll see if the Bulldogs can make a stop here. The Spartans are well in the red zone.
Yeah, not the best start for the Bulldogs with the fumble by O'Day.
It's not what we needed.
No, not at all.
Coming around 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Robinson hands it off up the middle. May look like the Spartans have another first down as they're just running the ball down the field.
Why not when you have those great offensive linemen we've touched on?
Yeah.
They also seem to have a pretty good running back combo as well. And why don't use that to your advantage? It's 3rd and very short at around the 4-yard line.
The Bulldogs defense, very good athletes on that side with Luke Keller over at cornerback, Brad Bednar at defensive end, O'Day and Urbanski in the backfield. I'm surprised they're letting this one go right here. Looks like they made a stop before the goal line. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Spartans.
There's a picture of our guy, number 79, that LSU recruit. Big guy.
And LSU ain't no scrub school. That's a BCS national championship contender right there. It's
perennial BCS national championship.
True, by Wes Miles.
It looks like I see if we can get a shot over at the visitors' sidelines. Looks like the Spartans brought a student section for themselves.
You know, we saw Nazareth do that last year. And it looks like that is a touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
St. Francis. You know, that wasn't good. It wasn't awful though. The Bulldogs, as soon as he got past the line, he wasn't getting big 10-yard chunk runs. He was getting little runs, and he'll eventually wear it down.
They showed resiliency in their defense. You know, I think that further down the game, they'll get used to their, you know, a little more physically
gifted.
Yeah, gifted linemen, but we'll see what they do here as number 28, Matt Schultz, lines up for the field goal. Robinson down.
And kick is
up
good.
and good. And the Bulldogs will try to make something happen as the Spartans will kick off here soon.
You know, the Bulldogs, as I said, they didn't play bad that last defensive set. And here's a replay on that last extra point here.
On
the touchdown.
He just powers through the line.
Guess who's leading the way? You know, guess who's leading the way? Kyle Bosch making a big
just a huge presence. That's a big man right there.
Yeah, we can't say this enough almost. You know how big of a deal it is to have someone like that.
I mean, before the game we were looking at him over on the sidelines. He's huge. It's
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Quite the imposing presence.
Exactly.
Would not want to be in a room truthfully.
And now O'Day and Keller are back to return the kick again.
Luke Keller did a fairly good job returning kicks last year, but you know, everyone says he's really improved this offseason and hopes to get the ball, you know, farther up the field than they would like. He's their main return guy, but O'Day is also back there.
Yeah, Luke, I think arguably is the best versatile player on this team. I feel like if he wanted to play running back, he'll play running back. If he wants to play wide receiver, he can play wide receiver. He can play defense if he wants to. He's a great football player.
Yeah, he's athletically balanced, much thanks to swimming through all the years.
Yes.
O'Day fields the kick.
Let's see if he can do something right here as he passes the 20 and gets stopped. Very good hit by number 20.
That's
Tom
sure.
Gitchell.
Oh, that was a good hit. Put his helmet right to his chest.
Nice punt too.
Legal hit at there.
Yeah, exactly.
No head-to-head contact. That was a clean tackle. But we see what the Bulldogs can do here as we get our first looks at Jack Vandermark. Jack Vandermark, name might ring a bell as his brother Billy Vandermark was a quarterback here a couple years ago. Very well respected athlete.
And
O'Day and Mitchell Malloy out wide. Vandermark back to pass, gets hit on the throw. Luke Keller grabs the pass.
Nice, Luke.
Nice catch.
Oh man, and Jack got crushed. He got bent in half as he was throwing, but still,
He's
up.
up.
Accurate.
He's up, and Luke Keller got the catch. And
Keller gets a few yards.
yeah, 8 yards. That's a good start for the Bulldog offense.
And if he was a shorter quarterback, that would have been it. He wouldn't have made that pass, but it hit him lower than it would on a normal quarterback.
It honestly looked like the hit propelled his throw.
Yeah, a little bit.
But we'll see what they can do here with 2nd and 8. Gabe Lopez is the center. Vandermark taking the snap under center.
The weak side eye.
Malloy coming in motion. Snap to Garvey. Garvey cuts it inside.
Nice.
First down, and he has plenty more to go.
Oh, that was
Right there at the 38-yard line.
You can't imagine how well that block was by
Perfect.
Justin Agnew. That was a perfect block.
We didn't see a lot of that.
Yeah, you did. And you know, he didn't have to make it flashy. He just got out there, hit the block. Yeah, here it is.
Right here. We're gonna drive a semi-truck through this hole right here. Look at
As
this.
you see, perfect block. Didn't make it flashy. Just got the guy out of the way. And
Justin Agnew with the great lead block, and Garvey got first down and more.
And also, yeah, the vision by Garvey.
High on
Oh
the
man,
Flag.
looks to be a false start on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, going to the Bulldog side. Let's see what.
It looks like false start on the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs will get set back about 5 yards. little setback.
It's not good. It's not good. But I think the Bulldogs can overcome that, especially with the great play they had last time.
Yeah, we got some momentum. Let's see if we can keep it going.
Yeah, exactly.
Although the flag may or may not offset some of that momentum.
Yeah. Vandenberg under center.
Aggie in the backfield.
Malloy and Keller spell wide. Vandenberg back to pass. Gets it off and hits O'Day. And O'Day gets the 6-yard completion. That Bulldog offense looks great right now.
Yeah, I have nothing wrong to say about the offense. They're getting penetration. The opponents are getting penetration, but
Christian
they're
Verdon on the.
It's Christian Verdon, excuse me. But opponents are getting penetration, but the Bulldogs are almost play calling to allow that to happen.
Vandenberg's great on the run right here. I was a little skeptical before the game to see how he was on that. He's proving to be a good out of the pocket passer.
I'm knocking on wood right now because let's hope this continues.
Hands off. Looks like a first down as he pushed it.
No, looks like he's going to be at least 2 yards short.
Justin Agnew, the junior, sophomore star last year, played a couple games on varsity.
Agney's not the tallest dude, only 5'9", but he is compact at 160.
Yeah, great athlete.
Yeah, that's for sure.
3rd and 1.
Let's see what the Bulldogs can do right here as Vandenberg lines up under center. Garvey in the backfield, Malloy and O'Day spread out as the wide receivers. Sorry, that might be Verdon outside.
Nice run.
That punches through for the first down.
That's the first down. The way the side refs are looking, that's going to be a first.
Yep. He had forward momentum, past the line of scrimmage into first down territory. That's first down.
For the people who aren't used to that, forward momentum is if he gets the ball past, as far as he gets the ball.
As far as he gets the ball before, like his last step.
Yeah, exactly.
And if the defense pushes him back, it's where his last step is.
So basically, you can't pick up a guy and carry him back 5 yards and drop him.
Yeah.
It's not a 5-yard loss. It's where he last had the ball before the hit.
So here we go. Same formation. Vandenberg under center. Gets the snap. Peels out left. Hits Keller right outside. Keller makes a great move to get the first down.
Nice job, Luke Keller.
Great move by Luke.
Oh, you cannot. Yeah, that's just fantastic.
As we see right here.
All right.
We'll see the replay. Right here. Vandenberg squares up his shoulders perfectly. Hits Luke right there, and Luke makes the quick move left, cuts right, gets past the defender for the first down. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if Bulldogs keep on getting plays like that, easy, open plays.
Yeah. It won't come 1-2 minutes at a time, but you give them, 5 minutes to get this touchdown right here. Knock on wood, maybe it'll happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And right, Chris.
The offense right now is making up for the defense's mistakes quite a bit.
Yeah,
that's for sure. If the defense gets their act together.
Vandenberg back to pass. Oh, just overthrows Garvey.
That's right. He knows he does not like that throw whatsoever. And Vandenberg, he's critical of himself. He'll improve on that.
Vandenberg is a very smart quarterback. He'll learn from his mistakes, but he's not making many of them right now. Our offense has some good production right now, and I like what I see.
That's for sure. And what I liked especially about that one Luke Keller play a little bit back is they got the ball to him in open space, and they said, okay, if you get hit and you get down, that's all right. But if you can get a play going, that's even better.
Vandenberg gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage as looked like an 18 power.
Yeah, the design QB draw there off of her. Design QB fake handoff,
Pretty good blocking so far by the offensive line. That was something that we struggled with last year.
That's true.
We got Louis Grigoletti, number 78, the big sophomore. He's a big man to watch out for.
Yeah, and the big guys we talked about in Kyle Bosch and Robert Dwyer both do not play defensive line.
Yeah. So
the Bulldogs are sort of lucky on that front, but they also have a bit quicker.
Speaking of big sophomore with Louis Grigoletti, he's got 280 pounds. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Vandenberg throws it off, hits his receiver. Looks like O'Day.
I think he did a really good job fighting for those couple of yards. Yeah, wasn't close to the first, but
that's O'Day.
Now the Bulldogs, if they can, I don't think they can kick. Oh, it looks like they may be going for it.
With the circumstances and how their offense has been going, I think that's a good decision to go for it. If they don't get this and maybe a little short, I think that their defense can make a stop at where the Spartans will start off their offense from around 35.
decent enough field position where for the defense where you can make that stop.
And he gets completion right up the middle.
Yes, that was awesome. That was fantastic.
Who else but Christian Burton right there on the quick post. Vandermark hits him right there, first down.
Real nice catch up the middle. Vandermark throws it right there calmly.
Perfect pass.
Yeah, perfect pass. It's true.
He had time to throw it to.
And you don't see, we saw something on that play we don't see a lot. Vandermark was actually a couple yards behind. We call it the shotgun.
Yeah.
He was in the shotgun. We don't see that much in high school, but it's more prevalent in the pros and such. But he, they gives him a bit extra time to find a receiver, and it paid off.
Great play.
Yeah.
And that could be the thing about Curtin. He could be preparing these kids for the pros if that ever happens.
Yeah.
But no, Curtin has, and it's showing right now, has gotten these kids disciplined, and the team is looking, I think a lot better than what the first game did last year.
And Kevin Garvey with a nice run.
We touched on the only 2-7 record last year, which brought a little bit of scrutiny, not only from the school and other athletic programs and everybody, saying like, oh, the football team's not as good, but also from their own team. They felt that, we don't like only getting 2 wins, especially none coming at home.
And they don't.
Oh, that was
one-handed pick.
Wow, what a man. Vandermark trying to hustle, back to get the tackle. Puts a move on Vandermark, and Dan's in the end zone.
Gets the pick 6. Dan back. But there's a flag down on the play. I do see a flag down on the play. We'll see if that's favoring the Bulldogs. Fingers crossed. As you can see right here with the one-handed pick just.
Oh, man.
Brings this down.
Troy Polamalu style right there, getting that one-handed pick up there.
Put that on ESPN top 10 plays. Right?
Exactly. But looks like the flag may be favoring the Bulldogs, possibly a holding call. A block in the back on St. Francis, bringing them back to the spot of the foul.
Bulldogs get a lucky break with that flag.
Interception still counts, but it does bring St. Francis back, not scoring a touchdown.
I think we can trust our defense right here. We can see if they can make a stop. Hopefully they will. The big man, number 75, Alex Howard. He's pretty good presence down there on the defensive line. Let's see if he can stop some runs.
Alex standing, our own 315 guy, a bit shorter, but still 315 is a big force, especially on defensive line. Defensive line, you usually see bit not small necessarily. Defensive line is huge, but I mean smaller, quicker guys.
Yeah, quicker.
But at guard, he's looking to be a big disruptive force.
So we got Cameron Kritikos, Mitch Malloy, and Luke Keller at the defensive back positions. Agnew and Urbanski, linebacker, running back, is brought down, crossing the line of scrimmage, and gets a good gain of about 3 yards.
That's exactly what I was talking about earlier in the game. They're getting past the line, which isn't good, but isn't bad, and they're getting stopped right after that.
Yeah, we just need to stop their momentum, get them back. That's all the Bulldogs need to do. I don't think really early in the game, I don't think it's at all time to bet.
Yeah, and I don't think St. Francis has even thrown a pass yet, or has even attempted a pass.
And that could be one of the adjustments at halftime for Curtin.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he fooled everybody with that run.
That's because the running back game is just...
Oh, wow. That was a
right
crazy sleight of hand handoff right there by the quarterback. That was a little trick play right there.
Play action. Number 32, TJ Jackson on the run.
That fooled everybody, including the cameraman on that one.
Yeah, right.
And he just ran right up the middle and passed everybody.
TJ Jackson, only a sophomore, showing great agility and speed down the field.
Looking at him, you wouldn't think he's a sophomore. He's a big dude.
He's a big man.
He's a big dude. You wouldn't think that, but he's only a sophomore.
6 foot 210.
Yeah. Senior quarterback Michael Robinson under center. Jackson in the backfield. Ball snapped. But Mike Robinson peels out left, cuts it inside.
Oh, and
gets
stopped. Good play by Agnew.
Yeah, Agnew got that stop before he could get into the end zone, but that was a great play by Michael Robinson to get that first down more. Unfortunate for the Bulldogs, though.
Yeah, it seems like St. Francis just can't be stopped right now. The Bulldogs really need to make some adjustments on defense.
Yeah, St. Francis, they were before the year started last year. They were 10th ranked in the state. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
They're 42nd right now. Bulldogs, because of the near say mediocre season last year, they're up in the 300 rank. But I think they're playing a little better right now. And running back is stopped before the goal line.
Stopped right before the goal line. Pretty much on the goal line.
Defense caused a wall right there.
2nd and goal for St. Francis.
This would be a big win for the Bulldogs right here if they can pick it up. The Bulldogs are looking to win about 4 of their 5 first games. They have Lamont next week, which is going to be a tough game. They have Westside High School, a city school, as long as Rich East. And then they have Ridgewood, which, I think that we can win those.
Yeah, a lot of those games can just go either way.
As Robinson gets the quarterback sneak into the end zone, and that makes it 13-0 in Spartans' favor.
Yeah, after Rich East, they've got 3 straight conference games, including Oakland Park for homecoming. So that could be a good thing for the Bulldogs, because you're used to more how the conference teams play.
They're looking for a better conference record this year too.
Certainly.
Last year I think they only had 1 game win in the conference.
Yeah.
Definitely looking to get a better record than that.
It was at Elmwood Park too. The flag is on the field.
Flag is on the field. The kick was good. We'll see what the call is right here. What the referee has to say. We got about a minute left
Offsides
in the first quarter
on Bulldogs, but they declined and the kick is good.
So that makes it 14-0 Spartans with a minute left.
Oh, wait, no, they're saying they're calling it back and say they got a re-kick.
Get a shot of the cheerleaders right there. Only the first quarter right now, though. Last year it was 20-14. The Bulldogs showed they played at College of DePage last year. It was a great game. I went to it. They played awesome. Should have beat them. I think that they can come back right now. I still think that there's definitely room. As the kick is up and it's good. 14-0 Spartans. All right, let's go Bulldogs right here. Let's get a good offensive possession.
It's almost into the first quarter with 1:03 left in the game. Just a reminder and a thanks to our sponsor, Dr. Pizza. As we about to end it's true. We're about to end the first quarter in about a minute.
We'd like to see some resiliency out of the Bulldog offense right here. They need to get some momentum going, get a touchdown. It's exactly what they need to build up their defense and just a trickle-down effect to make them, get up in this game.
I mean, that interception kind of it ruined. Not only did it ruin their momentum, but it kind of gave the defense a little bit of a bad feeling.
Sour taste in the mouth, just
sour taste, like
and just straight up rest. I mean, you got the defense is out there. If the offense, they went on a long drive.
Yeah.
But if they would have been a deflected pass, 4 downs, kicked the field goal, that still would have been a lot more time for the defense to rest.
It's not a cool night here. It's about 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, and
beautiful night though. Nice and
almost no clouds in the sky.
As Colin Doyle kicks off for the Spartans. Same returners, Keller and O'Day back to return. We'll see what they could do right here. Let's go, boys. Kick is off.
It's a bit lower than usual, but
nice kick. O'Day gets it, gets tackled at about the 20-yard line. These Spartans are hard hitters. I'm telling you, O'Day has taken 3 hard, good hits off of those returns.
And you know what? You don't expect anything less from any high school football player when he goes unblocked like that. He had a free run running full speed at Joey O'Day. You don't expect anything less for him to go shoulder pad to shoulder pad and just take this guy out. Either team. I mean, if someone on our team like Justin Agnew got a free run like that, he would just level a dude.
Same thing, yeah.
Any football player.
As Vandermerk lines up under center. Gabe Lopez. Sweep to the right. Luke Keller gets stopped at about the line of scrimmage. Luke Keller absolutely taken up by 3 of the Spartans. Just Yikes.
He was just straight up in the air there.
Yeah.
Took him vertical.
Low, low.
But Luke, as a tough kid he is, runs off the field. So I think that's Regnier subbing in for him. Oh no, Joe Urbanski. The ball is on the 21-yard line. See what the Bulldogs can do right here. Vandermark under center. Malloy and O'Day spread out wide receivers. Oh, diving catch almost by Urbanski is put all he had on that. Vandermark just a little bit outside, squared up his shoulders pretty well. But I think, Urbanski gave it his best effort. It was just not there.
I think that Vandenberg came too far across his body on that. He was trying to make it too perfect. He made it way too far, way too close.
They get to it here.
Yeah.
3rd down and 10. Still a bit of room to get something going on. With 11 seconds left in the first quarter right here.
Some more shotgun from the Bulldogs.
Yep.
With Vandenberg lined up decently behind the line.
Takes the snap. Looks left. Picked off by the Spartans on the tip pass.
Oh my goodness.
Number 20, Tom Gitchell, gets the interception. I think that, Dan Beck, the last one that intercepted, tipped the pass. And then Gitchell got the interception. Another tough break by the Bulldogs.
And tough breaks also amount to momentum for the other team.
Yep, and that's not what we're looking for.
And a fumble right on the first play of the game on the kickoff.
Yeah, what do we have? Yeah, we had the fumble.
Interception.
Yep.
And then they just got another interception.
Yep.
And all that momentum.
And then
plus
with the defensive non-stops, with them getting touchdowns, just adds up. They need something to get them going right here. Maybe the Bulldogs can get a pick of their own. Let's see. Luke and Cameron, the cornerbacks, both have good hands. Let's see if they can make something happen if they try to pass. As the pass is up, the pass goes up, Cameron, and it's out of bounds.
O'Day got in there and got a hit on the quarterback, and he had to, try to get it out of O'Day's hands. Yeah, overthrew it. So,
and that's the end of the first quarter. So we'll be right back right after these messages. And welcome back to the RBTV Game of the Week. Riverside Brookfield Bulldogs against the Wheaton St. Francis Spartans. It is 14-0 at the start of the second quarter. And right now it's not looking too good for the Bulldogs as the Spartans have a good offensive possession going on right now.
All their possessions have been off turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what happens when the Bulldogs, even if they don't score, go 4 and out and punt the ball, you know. Even if it's that, only 4 and out. I want to see them not get a turnover and see how their defense reacts, because you have no idea how much momentum that brings to the offense.
No, we got really talented players on that defense too. Now we see Luke Keller was subbed out by Hank O'Neill. We got Cameron Katikos, Mitch Malloy, O'Day, Urbanski, all very capable players of stopping this offense. And that's touchdown Spartans, making it a 20-0 game.
Couple of tough breaks for the Bulldogs and led to 3 touchdowns for the Spartans.
And that was T.J. Jackson on the touchdown right there off the handoff from Michael Robinson. Really good offensive production from the Spartans, just, not what we want as the Bulldogs.
Including that sleight of hand play by the sleight of hand run by T.J. Jackson.
Yeah, sure. Their last possession before this one, they had probably a 60-yard run. Not for a touchdown. It was stopped by the Bulldogs, barely though.
Matt Schultz for the kick. Kicks
and
up,
it is
and
good.
It is good. And like you said, the Spartans aren't passing too much right now. But you know what? I don't think that if I was their coach, I'd be passing too much if their run game is just working as it is.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs also have some really good corners and good secondary in general.
Malloy, very, good defensive back. O'Neill, Keller, all of them. I'd like to see them be doing better right now, as they'll be regaining their possession of the ball as the kickoff was coming. We'll see if Keller or O'Day can make a big return right here off the Spartan kick.
We've only seen O'Day so far, but Luke Keller has.
I would like to see Keller.
Yeah, I would like to see him. He's put on some good moves as wide receiver and even out off a handoff.
Like said before, just beating the dead horse. He's a great athlete. Plain simple. We'll see what he could do.
Without a doubt.
As the Bulldogs make their way out to the field, Spartans as well.
And what I want to see from the Bulldog offense is, I want to see just keep the momentum going. Don't just try not to get turnovers, even if it, as Andrew said, 4 and out.
Yeah, they've been having good possessions. Just they haven't been catching breaks with the interceptions. Vandermark's showing. I think that the 2 interceptions are going to be overshadowing his production right now. He has gotten a couple of great, throws to his wide receivers, made some plays happen. I think those interceptions are just gonna haunt him right now.
I mean, one interception's not his fault. One interception's not his fault. The one that the one-handed interception wasn't his fault at all.
Well, off the fumbled recovery from Hank O'Neill, Luke Keller gets the ball and doesn't get well past the 10-yard line, only getting about to the 11.
And one of the St. Francis players got laid out. I don't know who. I wasn't able to see the number of who, but one of them just got laid out by one of the Bulldogs special teams players.
Yeah, Bulldogs are looking to get something going.
Those key special teams plays. Even if they're not key, even if they're just minor special teams plays, you get noticed by the coaches, you get playing time, and you may be a star.
And then, not even, to be the star, to better off the team. And a flag down the play. We'll see what the refs have to say.
I mean, football it's not a one-man sport. It's a team sport, and the best players are the ones who do whatever is best for the team.
Yeah,
the call was. Go ahead.
No, yeah, some examples with, Tim Tebow in high school. He was just a freak of athlete, but his efforts in the game and his effort in practice made everybody else better. And the Bulldogs, it's shown I think they've improved since last year. Their team last year wasn't the greatest, wasn't the best, but I think that their hard work during the summer in practice is showing right now, even though this is a really talented team in St. Francis.
And one of the best examples of the football being a team sport is Maurice Jones-Drew right now with the contract stuff.
Yeah.
While he is the star of the Jaguars, he's not the only player on the Jaguars. He needs to realize that.
As the Bulldogs don't get really any yards right there with a loss.
They're backed up all the way to their 1-yard line.
After that 5-yard penalty, it looks about like a 2nd and 20. Right here on the replay, you can see Garvey just has nowhere to go and gets clobbered by number 22. Tom Murphy. It was great defense by the St. Francis Spartans. They are playing good football right now. It's not like the Bulldogs are playing bad football. They're just playing really good.
Yeah, and sometimes that's how it is. If you look at the Bulldogs' production on a couple plays, you say, wow, they're playing really well. And if you look at St. Francis' production on a couple plays, you say, they're playing really well.
Yeah.
Both teams have had their brighter moments, but St. Francis is shining a little bit brighter with 10 minutes, 2 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yes.
Spartans are up 21-0.
St. Francis has veterans in their team, with Michael Robinson being the senior at quarterback. It looks like he knows their offense well. He's running it well. They have the big lineman in Kyle Bosch and Robert Dwyer. They just have a good core team. But I think the Bulldogs can push through, get something going. Vandermark get some, touchdown pass going right here, and we'll see what they can do.
And St. Francis has a lot of juniors on their varsity team, and even T.J. Jackson, a sophomore. So a lot of these players will be coming back next year or even 2 years from now. So
and it's not like these juniors are looking like rookies. They're looking pretty good right now.
And also RB has a lot of juniors. Their star, Vandermark, is a junior. Justin Agnew, a junior. Christian Verdon, a junior. Both of those guys have been playing. All those guys have been playing really well this game.
Yeah.
It's just that St. Francis has been playing a whole lot better, and the Bulldogs have just gotten a couple of tough breaks.
And we'll see what these
2nd and very long here.
Yeah.
We'll see
with
what the
10
Bulldogs
minutes
can do.
left in the second quarter, 21-0.
2nd and 19. Vandermark may be dropping back into the end zone.
Vandermark under center. Takes the snap.
Looks like St. Francis showing blitz. And they bring it.
Gets it
Quick
off.
pass.
O'Day gets the reception.
There you go, O'Day. It was a great play call.
Great play. Great position by Vandermark. It was right there, right on the money. O'Day gets the catch. He ain't going to miss those. Coach just not in his forte.
Coach just knew that St. Francis was going to bring the blitz.
Yep.
So they do a quick safety valve pass just to get the ball out
right
quickly.
here. Vandermark's footwork. He stayed in the pocket, Got that perfect pass to O'Day. O'Day gets it, gets a couple yards in advance. We're closer to first down territory.
Again, Vandenberg's height helped him. He was able to get it up and over the hand of an outstretched defensive lineman. And you just, you got to marvel at that, too.
Vandenberg back to pass again in the pocket. Doesn't see anything, gets outside, stumbles right, I think short of first down territory, but he's close.
Is that short?
Just short. Oh. And the Bulldogs they were just a yard short.
Go for it.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
They might be safe.
Nope.
I think O'Day's back to punt.
Yep,
they are a little into Spartan territory, so.
Yeah, they don't want to make a mistake and not be able to go for it, or not be able to give the Spartans some bad field position and get sort of another turnover.
Yeah.
And
let's see if O'Day can push them back. Yeah.
You know, they recognize that they had a lot of turnovers. They don't want to give them another one to give them more momentum.
Smart coaching play by Coach Curtin.
OJ with the punt. Oh.
Gets it off.
Fake.
Looks like he was waiting to see what the defense is going to do, see if he can make that first down happen. This number 4, Alex Alcantara.
Downs at about the 50-yard line.
And the Spartans have the ball with 8:27 left in the second quarter.
30-yard punt from O'Day. That's 3 first downs. See what that could do for the Bulldogs defense right here with about 8 minutes left. I think about 8 minutes, yep.
And the Bulldogs looking not bad. There was some bright spots and some not so bright spots on that last drive. Obviously the bright spot, the quick pass to O'Day, and then the not so bright where they almost got the ball, almost got a safety, only down on the 1-yard line. You know,
they need the key leaders like O'Day, like Urbanski, and like Keller to get these young kids pumped up, get the team up, get this game rolling for the Bulldogs' way.
Number 4,
the outside.
Alex Alcantara. Sorry about that. Little
breaks outside left and
stop by Luke Keller, as you can see right here.
He kind of sees nothings to the right.
As you see, he
and
hands it off
cuts
and
back to the left and just
there was a missed tackle by the Bulldogs. You know, that wouldn't have happened if Alex Howard wouldn't have missed that tackle.
Yeah, hooks out to the left, and Luke was just not able to catch him. That's a fast kid right there.
And Luke still did catch up to him eventually.
Alcantara.
And just in about one play, they're back where the Bulldogs decided to punt from. You know, this defensive line looking only mediocre from the Bulldogs. Expect a little more production.
That's one of the major threats with Kyle Bosch and this excellent running core.
It is. They have good running backs. Might be a late hit right there. See if the refs throw a flag. Now that's dangerous right there. That's big penalty yards right there. If you hit a player late and, you know, if they're down or if they're in the out of bounds territory.
You know, here's a replay.
Yeah, as you can see right here.
They ran a little bit of a reverse right here. The quarterback became the lead blocker.
You can see he might have stepped out.
He did, and they whistled it dead. You cannot not call a flag on that.
That's dangerous territory.
I'm a Bulldogs fan through and through, but that is not good. You have to call a flag on that.
We'll see if that plays out well for the Bulldogs, because that was a loss about 1 yard. So,
you know, even if they could stop right up the middle, seem to get those yards back.
Stop soon.
And looks at the Bulldogs at the ball.
Bulldog ball
off the fumble.
There it is.
Nice.
Referee calls Bulldog ball off the fumble. Looks like it was stripped before he was down. He's explained to the Spartan why it's Bulldog ball right now.
And Kevin Garvey comes up with it. You know, the undersized guy coming up with it in the big pile.
Oh, you know, Garvey just another insane athlete there. He's a triathlete here at RB. You know, just great all around. He can play defense, he can play offense, and it showed right there that he puts in the work to be great.
And the Bulldogs get finally a lucky break.
You know, that was part luck and part just determination and will.
Agnew in the backfield as Malloy and O'Day are split out wide. Vandermeer calling an audible. Vandermeer drops back for the pass, gets hit early.
Wow, that guy had a free run at Vandermeer. If he did not get rid of that ball, I don't know what would have happened, but it wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, number 55, John Vargas, just got right through the right tackle and hit Vandermeer right before the pass, and it altered the pass.
And, you know, here's a great replay.
Yeah, as you can see right here, Vandermeer just got hit, and O'Day was looking for the kind of momentum pass right in front of him. It didn't happen. As Vandermeer lines up under center. Same formation, Agnew in the backfield, Malloy and O'Day. Drops back for the pass. Gets it off. O'Day catch. Oh, that's Christian Verdon on the catch.
Verdon spins.
Gets pass onto the 50 and into Bulldog territory.
There we go.
That right there is a momentum builder.
Right there.
Just a little before the 50-yard line, but that was a great play right there. That's what I'm talking about.
You can't ask for more from Verdon there. Beautiful spin move, get it separation, and he held onto the ball so hard. They were St. Francis was just punching at the ball and stripping it, trying to get rid of it at the 50.
We saw them doing that drill before the game. Curtin is doing drills to make this team better, and that proved right there that helped the Bulldogs get that first down, and a big momentum changer as Vandermark passes back.
Oh, that was almost a pick.
Ooh.
Just overthrew Luke Keller. Vandermark, that was a good pass if he was there.
Yeah, sure it was. And you can see that strength of his arm with that long and steady release by Vandermark.
Yeah, it kind of looked like an Andrew Luck type passes. Andrew Luck gets so much yardage on his passes just because it's all on his legs. Vandermark, he has the long arms. It'll help a little bit though, but he puts in the work during the summer to get that extra quarterback skills. And it showed right there that good pass.
Like Vandermark, one of Luck's biggest problems is the picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of those, as I mentioned before, they aren't his fault. Some of them, but some of them are. Ooh, maybe a late hit on Vandermark. I think it was probably unnecessary roughness or roughing the passer or a late hit or something like that.
Flag down.
77. Gabe Lopez is limped getting up.
Roughing the passer.
Oh,
there it is.
man.
That's what we need right there. That's a Bulldog first down.
That certainly helps. That is a first down. Whoa, and that call didn't fall right there. We may have not gotten that first down, but now that we have that first down, we can sort of regroup.
That's a 15-yard penalty right here, as we can see. Vandermark clearly gets nailed right after the pass.
You just see
him.
him.
You really can't see it, but hopefully if the camera goes back, it doesn't. But he was on the ground, hard hit, but he got back up, and he's fine right now. As we'll see as the Bulldogs get that first down in their own territory right now. In Spartan territory, excuse me.
Vandermark under center. Agnew backfield.
Back to pass again.
Oh
man.
Dang.
Drops it.
In and out of his hands. A good comeback route, but he was worried about the hit more than the catch, and I dropped the ball because of it.
I like what I'm seeing from the Bulldog offense. I'll say it here and I'll say it again. Vandermark's running this right here, and you can see right here is he looks up for the pass. Excellent blocking by the offensive line. Christian Verdon just couldn't hang on to it. Oh, excuse me, I think that's Joey O'Day. Yeah, my bad.
It's okay. And
he just got hit a head on the play, but the core offense looks good.
Another thing I liked about Vandermark on that play was his footwork. His footwork was very, very good on that play. He wasn't dancing around in the pocket even though he was about to get hit.
Garvey with the ball.
Sweep.
Yeah, Garvey on the sweep and gets stopped by a herd of Spartans.
Still manages to fall forward, but it drops him back a good 4 yards.
4 or 5 yards, as that makes it third down and about
15
to 15. Yeah. Dang, man, that's not what the Bulldogs are looking for.
Not at all.
And that's really one of the other things that's hindered the Bulldogs tonight.
As we can see right here on the replay, Garvey just gets stopped right there on the initial tackle. 4 or 5 more come. There's nowhere he can go. And the offensive players right there, Agnew's lucky that he didn't get called in the penalty. If an offensive player is pushing, I think if he's pushing the offensive player, then that is a penalty.
Yeah,
Vandermark dropped back to pass.
Oh man! And
Malloy kind of looked kind of confused there. As you can see him right here, he just kind of looks like he didn't know if that was the pass route or something. A little miscommunication as the Bulldogs make their way off the field. No Day's gonna be back to punt.
And you can see the disappointment in the fans' faces as they know Malloy can make that route and they know he can make that catch, but he just didn't. And we'll see O'Day on his second punt of the night.
I mean, this is a group of the Bulldogs are a group of talented guys. I mean, they're just not making the plays tonight.
Great athletes, just not going their way right now.
With that play and then also the
Dave with a squib punt, and it looks like it's gonna be
down at the
position.
1. What a crazy punt, as they call it in golf, a UB, ugly but effective, as that rolls right into the 1 yard line. And you see the coaching going on even during the game by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Coach Montana. As you can see right here, O'Day you know, he peels out, makes that play, and then it looks like I don't know who that is. But he makes the stop and
Number
then gets
24
the ball.
for the Bulldogs. That's Hank O'Neill.
Great hustle by him.
You know, that was awesome. I mean, that
was a great play.
Yeah,
we'll see if, you know, maybe they can get a safety, some kind of good defensive possession right here because they need it, and we can use it.
Certainly.
Michael Robinson under center.
You know, I'm not asking for a 4 and out, but I don't want them to go all the way down the field like they did last time.
Oh,
on the chase.
Speaking of which,
yikes! He gets about 10 on that play.
That was a great run.
Yeah, that was a really good run. He got around the edge and he cut in quickly, outran 4 Bulldogs at the point of attack.
Yeah. Number 74, Jason Straka, you know, on the defensive line, try to get that stop, just couldn't reach him. Quick guys over there in the backfield for the Spartans. It's just not going their way. See right there, the big man, number 79, Kyle Bosch, lining up as Brad Bednar lines up against him.
Inside handoff. Stopped.
You can see that Brad right there in the defensive end made that play go inside. You know, what the running backs trained to do on those run plays is to look, you know, read the defensive end, see if he should go inside or outside. And Brad pushed him inside, forcing him into the guards and the tackles, getting the loss. I mean, not a loss, but, you know, not as big as a gain as they wanted, which is good for the Bulldogs.
Certainly.
And looks like number 52, Matthias Whitman, is coming off the field.
So you see right there a shot at Jack Vandermark.
You know, and
he's been on the field a lot today.
Especially in the heat. We saw in the sophomore game, especially as it got into the fourth quarter, players were going out with cramps and other injuries because it is so hot.
Exhaustion.
And, just straight up exhaustion. And their muscles are just exhausted from not only trying to keep the body cool, but also working so hard here.
You can see right here in the replay again. You know, the great defensive, you know, maintenance right there, forcing the man inside into the Bulldog defenders, getting the tackle.
Also, that was a really good pull block by James Kalfas. The guard for St. Francis did a good job getting around the end, and oh man, this is not looking good.
First down for the Spartans and many more.
We're lucky he stepped out.
Dan Beck.
He could have been off to the races.
Dan Beck's got a highlight film right here on his hands with the acrobatic interception. Now a couple of receptions, as you can see right here in the replay. You know, Robinson gets the ball right to him. You know, Beck realizes what he's got, makes his way up the sideline, makes a quick move to get away from Malloy.
You can see where he steps out of bounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Vandenberg there talking to coaches, talking to other players, talking about routes. Actually, he's talking to Joey O'Day, talking about routes in that one play he dropped, possibly. You know, looking for something better in the next play.
Mitchell Malloy making a impact stop right there. Might not look pretty, but he made the running back stop before he can get any more yardage. As you see right here, just a little dangerous with his head, but he got the stop.
Yeah, that was really dangerous.
Yeah, but
you know, he was almost bent in half when he made that tackle.
Luckily, he gets. I don't know if Coach Donato right there realized what he did, but
Ooh, it looks like a false start on St. Francis. Number 88, Jack Webb.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
Now they're backed up.
It's not out of reach yet. 21-0 with 4 minutes left in the half. They'll be pushed back.
It's not even halftime yet.
Oh no, it's not.
And the Bulldogs are only down by 3 touchdowns. You know,
easily obtainable.
Sounds like a lot, but it really isn't.
Yeah. And in the game of football, momentum can change on a dime.
Certainly. And, you know, you saw how fast St. Francis scored those 3 touchdowns. They haven't gotten a touchdown in quite a while.
Yeah, exactly. The defense is doing a great job maintaining their offense right now. As you can see right there, the running back is pushed inside, gets tripped up. And that's a good, you know, 3rd down and 4. Maybe the Bulldogs can make a stop right here.
That's key for the Bulldogs, getting them inside.
Yep.
Almost all of their big plays have come on them going outside and, you know, cutting up field.
Yep.
The Bulldogs need to force them inside where their linebackers are, because St. Francis is planning on having their corners blocked.
They want those quick running backs to get outside and up the field down the sideline, hands up touchdown, but that didn't happen because the defense forced them inside. Robinson under center, motion right.
It's a big play,
Takes
3rd down.
Snap, play action fake, hits the man back. Wide receiver.
Good
That's a
tackle.
First down.
Good tackle by Garvey, though. Didn't let him get any more yards than he should.
Hopefully they can stop this drive before the end of the half, as it's 3:44 left in the second quarter. Spartans really showing no sign of slowing down right now. They, even though with some adversities, with penalties, with the good defensive plays by the Bulldogs, they still look like they're in their momentum-ridden offense. Robinson hands it off, fumble. Let's see if the Bulldogs come up with it.
Bulldogs got it.
They
The
do.
Bulldogs got it. The Bulldogs got
That's
the
what
ball.
I'm talking about.
That was great. And with 3.5 minutes left
Let's
in
see
the
if they
half.
get a score right here.
Yeah, let's see it.
It's definitely
As you can see
doable.
right
3.5 minutes.
Yeah, he just fumbled the
Robinson
exchange.
didn't-
The ball was just sitting there
Yep.
for a player to come and grab it. And what a great play.
Zach Greenwell comes in and gets the recovery right there.
Greenwell with some quality plays last year, but that was awesome.
That was great. That was just what the Bulldogs are looking for before the end of the half. Let's see if they can make something happen right here to see if Vandenberg can lead this offense down the field, get the score.
And make it 21-7, so we get a good amount of momentum going into the half.
And they're only down 2 touchdowns, and that will come quickly. Let's see if they can get even 3
Hand off
points
to
will make a
Hank O'Neal.
difference.
And O'Neal gets stopped. Hank, great football background, just didn't have any openings right there. Got stopped before the line of scrimmage.
And none of that's on Hank right there. That's all on the offensive line, letting 3 players get in the backfield before
As
the
you
line.
see right here, just he gets the handoff. Right when he gets the ball, just nowhere to go, gets ran in right by
There's
his
all those
lineman.
players in the backfield.
Yeah, just nowhere to go. That's not Bulldog-like right there. See if they could change that. As Vandermark's under center. Takes the snap. Quick handoff to Zach Rignier, I believe.
Oh my goodness, and he gets bottled up again. Man, Bulldogs, they're inside. Ooh, and a flag is called.
I think that's going to be taunting. It looks like the Spartans were getting in the Bulldogs' face.
And that was certainly a late call, so maybe we'll
Maybe
see right here.
Might be
Unsportsmanlike. Oh no,
unsportsmanlike
conduct on the Bulldogs. That's not what we want. You don't want unsportsmanlike.
That's not Bulldog football right there. That's
You're right. That is not Bulldog football, and that's not what they want to represent. They're out there representing their school, representing their families, representing their community, and you don't want unsportsmanlike conduct calls to cost them massive yards like it
Exactly.
did.
yeah.
They're far, far back now. It's probably a 3rd and 20, 3rd and 30.
Oh, Nikes. All right, let's see if anything can happen right now. As Vandenberg.
Actually, it's not as bad as you might think. It's 3rd and 12.
I don't think they've changed that.
Oh,
That's
3rd and 29.
I don't think they've changed that scoreboard yet.
Let's see if
Yeah.
Vandenberg can get something going on right now. Let's go, Jack. As he takes it under center, takes the snap, drops back to pass. Great blocking.
Ooh, that needs to be a better route by Christian Verdon.
Yeah, Verdon. It was looking for the post. I think Vandenberg saw the opening to the corner, lofted it up there. Christian couldn't turn his body in time.
They're both juniors. This is their first varsity game. As you see right here, Vandenberg.
Sees the opening. There was an opening there. Just Christian couldn't turn his body. Couldn't make the reception.
As I said, both juniors. First full varsity game. They had the blue versus white or the dog day scrimmage, but
it's not easy. Like in every sport, from the jump from sophomore level to varsity level, it's a big game changer. There's a lot. The game is faster. There's bigger players. It's just a whole different aspect in those different plays. Vandermark was a starting quarterback for the sophomore team last year. He got a lot of reps, played every game, and now he's getting the view at the varsity level. And I think he's been playing pretty well for his first game in varsity.
I agree.
You're not even. That's just the start with the bigger players and the faster game. There's a lot more pressure.
Yeah.
You're playing on Friday night, not Saturday morning. So you have all these people in the stands.
You got a lot of eyes on you.
Got a lot of eyes on you, and even with the TV now,
Yeah.
there's a lot more pressure as well.
There's pressure on you.
And as you mentioned, this is our first ever live broadcasted football game from Shuey Stadium out here. I'm Andrew Pulaski. Pass! Fantastic. As I was saying, I'm Andrew Pulaski here with Tyler Campbell and Chris Olszewski. What a good play.
Yeah. We're great to bring this game to you. Sponsored by Dr. Pizza. As you can see right here, the blocked pass.
Oh man,
What do you know, Christian Verdon? He's a
He's a big
monster.
guy.
He's a big guy. You know, standing about what, 6'1", 6'2"?
He's a big guy in the better sense of the word.
Yes. Yes, that was a great defensive play. You know, read the pass, went up, didn't hit the quarterback, made sure that ball didn't go anywhere. As Robinson under center again. T.J. Jackson in the backfield.
Bootleg.
Robinson rolls out the pass.
And
Good play.
Almost
Garvey.
picked.
Almost. That was a
great defensive
fantastic
by
play.
Garvey.
Yeah, it was a fantastic play. You know, you can't ask for much more in a corner. If the guy has the underneath route, as you'll see right here, you know. The other player had the underneath route on Garvey, and he just jumps in front of this ball, attacks the ball.
That's the way to cover the pass. That's not interference. He jumped, made his effort to the ball, made that offensive player not catch it.
As they say, he has a right to the ball too, so he has a right to jump in and try to get the pick or the block as much as the receiver has the right to make a catch.
Great defensive play. As it's 3rd and 10 in Bulldog territory, the Spartans ball. Robinson under center.
With 2 minutes and 28 seconds left on the clock.
As Beck has nowhere to go and is stopped.
That's
a 2 yard.
That's a great stop because now the Bulldogs have they forced a punt by St. Francis, and they may get the ball far back, but they'll still get the ball. And St. Francis, for the first time, you know, for one of the first times this game,
4 and out.
Four and out, and
great defensive play right here. Just
making
sure he's not
now
coming.
you come up with any points. You know.
You notice that Cameron Katikos was on the other side of the field. He might have not been, but he was hustling to make that play not go anywhere.
For sure. And the
clock running down.
Mm-hmm.
Robinson under center.
They're going for it.
They've got it.
First down, completion to
First
number
down,
21.
that is Joe Conaway.
Joe Conaway.
They're playing his zone defense, and he sat down right in the zone.
Spartans getting a lot of players in the pack right now. You know, we've seen a lot of different names, big plays. You know, right here you see just Robinson sees his man wide open. You know, great pass, hits him, and Connolly makes the extra yardage upfield, and that's exactly what the Bulldogs do not want right now. With 2 minutes left, we'll see the 2-minute warning coming up.
Dang it. This is not good.
Do we not have 2-minute warning?
There it is.
Flag on the play.
Looks like it's probably going to be a false start.
Bednar signifying that, yes, it was.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
You see on the side of your screen, Kyle Bosch making his way down the field.
Still a first down.
Big guy.
Seriously, he is a man amongst boys out there. He is huge.
You cannot overstate the fact that Kyle Bosch is a big guy.
Yeah.
And he will run you over
You could
like
just
a
see.
freight train.
Yeah, you could just. You know, his job right now is just to maintain that offense. He's doing a great job.
You see him, number 79 on the left side of your screen.
Run to the right for Beck. And he gets stopped about halfway to the first down marker. The Bulldogs, you know, they're maintaining this offense. They're playing pretty well.
As you'll see right here,
you know, like
this is what the Bulldogs don't want. I talked about this earlier. You cannot let these quick, speedy running backs get outside, and that's just what they're doing. They're playing to the outside.
They're trying to arm tackle. We're not wrapping up correctly.
And in the whole first possession, you saw the St. Francis go down the field running inside. Now they're all running outside. The Bulldogs almost want them to run inside.
Robinson peeling out to the left, gets the pass off.
Oh, that was
overthrows his receiver.
That was close. They had the right play call there.
And the Bulldogs are still playing boxed in to the inside.
Yeah.
They're not covering the outside.
Yeah, they're not allowing that Spartan offense to get, you know, their quarterback, you know, if he's going to peel out, let him have the outside corners and, you know, all that outside field.
Yeah, because there is a lot of space on the outside.
There is. You see, you know, they're on the right hash mark. If they get to the left and they make a break out there, there ain't no stopping them right there.
Ooh, a flag called.
See what the refs have to say.
Looks like it's probably going to be a false start on the offense. Let's see here. False start, offense. 5-yard
go.
penalty,
That's a
first
good-
down. Or still third down.
Let's go for the Bulldogs right there. Let's see if they can make a stop right here before the end of the half.
1:19 left in the half.
This is a
Crucial moment right here.
it's exactly it. It's a crucial moment.
You know, 3rd and 11.
If they get a stop, it's a field goal. You know, but if they don't get a stop, it's a touchdown.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, clearly.
you know, even if they get the first down, I mean, it's 1st and goal from inside pretty much the 5.
And while 3 touchdowns is doable in a half, especially for the Bulldogs, even though their offense is great, the Spartan defense has just been amazing.
Yeah,
4 might not be doable.
Yeah, the defense just making plays out there. The Bulldogs offense is playing, you know, maybe not to their full potential, but they're playing pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Bulldogs just called a timeout, trying to slow down the Spartan attack. They got a little bit of momentum going with a 4th and 2. And here's the replay
right
on
here.
on the last play. He just found this guy sitting right in that zone. It's pretty much the same spot that they had on the last 4th
They run
down.
that quick post.
Yeah, in that quick post, sits down right where the Bulldog defenders aren't.
As you know, Malloy at free safety is backing up to maintain, make sure no one gets, you know, into the touchdown zone, and then the cornerback can't get to that pass quick enough because it's so quick. And then, you know, before you know it, they have that easy yardage.
Yeah. You know, I feel that this game could be 21-0 Bulldogs.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Sans for a couple breaks. You know, it could be 21-0 Bulldogs easily. I mean, this game could go either way.
No,
and
it's just it's really the matter of a couple plays.
It
You know,
truly
what
is.
What if
Yeah.
that first interception didn't happen? But
What if
you know,
that first fumble didn't happen?
Yeah.
What if-
yeah.
You don't.
But
we
you
don't
know, I'd hate to say that because you know you shouldn't blame the whole first half on a couple plays, but still, it would have made it a little better right here, as the Bulldogs are going to make their stand right here, 4th and 3. The handoff to Ty Jackson. Let's see.
Looks like they got the
I think
first
they got the first down.
Yeah. It's hard not to get at least 2 or 3 yards running behind those big offensive linemen.
Yeah, as we said, Kyle Bosch, 6'6".
You see right here, he just powers through the line. Ty Jackson, a very, very explosive running back for his age, and just gets past the line of scrimmage for the first down.
And we have just under a minute left.
In the second half, in the first half.
First half.
Robinson calls for motion. Hands it
Weak side
off to
run.
Jackson again.
Stops at the 1-yard line.
Let's see if the Bulldogs can make a stop
Clock
here.
is still
maybe.
running.
And
it's timeout.
The Spartans call the Bulldogs call timeout.
I think the Bulldogs want to stop the clock, see if they can get it to make sure they can, when and if they score or make a stop.
Yeah, as
They
you can
wanna
see
see
right
the
here,
next
they made a little quick stop for Ty Jackson. He got a yard or two, but you know, denying the touchdown. You could see some alignment in there, and the defensive lineman getting.
Verdon did a really good job of shedding his block and even getting a hand on the running back. Stopped him. Didn't completely stop him,
Yeah.
but stopped him enough for another player to come over and make the tackle.
Yeah, as you can see there, 38 seconds left. 21-0 in Spartans' favor. The Spartans they're running the ball a lot. And, you know, the Bulldogs will have to get used to that for them to prosper in the second half.
Not only that, they are running the ball very, very effectively. It's
You know, Ty Jackson getting good looks. They also had the good receivers and Connolly.
Dan
Good
Beck.
good runs and Beck and receptions by Beck. He seemed to be a very versatile player. Robinson putting the ball on the mark, running the plays well.
And while the Bulldogs' offense has been outstanding, really, it's just been that
Just a couple plays.
just a couple plays that have
plays.
really just screwed them over.
Motion to the left. Robinson hands it off to Jackson. He is easily in there for the touchdown. Hands up.
Could have driven a couple cars through that hole.
Yeah. That makes it 27-0.
You know, 21-0 doable.
Yeah.
28
It's
after the
still
extra
there.
point.
If the Spartans scored that many touchdowns, the Bulldogs can do it too. As you can see right here, just Jackson gets the handoff. There's no way he's going to miss that.
You saw the hole there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Massive.
This could end up being a real big psychological blow to the offense and the defense for the Bulldogs.
You know,
Because a touchdown in the last minute of the first half, not really the best morale builder.
Reminiscent of the soccer game yesterday where the Bulldogs were up 2-1, and the other team, Larkin, got a goal with only about 5 seconds left in the half. It was really a demoralizing blow, and the Bulldogs went on to actually lose the game 2-3.
yeah, as the field goes up and it's good. And you know, I think what the Bulldogs need right here, with the examples of the good coaching staff right now, I think that they've showed, you know, great discipline in their team, just not going their ways. What's really big in a football game, what a lot of people don't think of, is halftime. The Bulldogs, when they get in that locker room, the coach's objective right there is to get them pumped up. And, you know, a lot of teams come out, and they come out with comebacks in the second half because of that, you know, locker room time.
Absolutely, and this locker room time will be a big deal, as with the new head coach. This is his chance to really prove himself for the first time.
Yeah, you know, I don't think, you know, Curtin, of course, wants to come out on a good foot. You know, it's his first game here at Riverside Brookfield, coming from a unbelievable powerhouse football team in Nazareth Academy. You know, just trying to prove that he can transform this team.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
He probably saw a lot of things he liked the last time the Bulldogs played Naz and said, hey, you know, head coaching job's opening up. I'd actually like to take that. You know, I saw a lot of good things, a lot of good prospects, and
you know, yeah, I think that's why he deserves a lot of respect around this school, because, you know, I hate to say it, it wasn't the greatest program last year, and he decided to take that up, and he wants to build back up, and I think that's, you know, kudos to him.
And
go ahead.
he's done an amazing job. It's just that Wheaton St. Francis really not the greatest, not the one team that you want to face.
Yeah.
Or not one of the teams that you want to face in your first game, because they are so good.
Right
Yeah,
to the
they-
top 100 in the state. I mean, and Illinois
they're
is not
proven,
no
yeah.
slackers, no slacker state in the national spectrum.
Yeah. We'll see if they could do anything right here. I think the Bulldogs just need one good play to get this going. Hank O'Neill to return. He could prove himself right here. Let's go. As he breaks it open.
Breaks
Hank O'Neill.
open.
Oh, he could be going.
He
To the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10.
10.
Touchdown,
Goodbye.
Bulldogs.
Oh, wow, with 20
Touchdown, Bulldogs.
seconds left.
Hank O'Neill
the-
all the way to the house.
Oh, my goodness.
95-yard return. That's just what the Bulldogs were looking for.
Exactly
Touchdown.
what you said. He proved himself. 20 seconds left. Score. Bulldogs do not go into the locker room with a score at 0. As you can see a
Perfect right
replay
here.
right here. You
Just
see he
perfect.
just breaks the tackle and he
Long
just
strides,
turns on the
gets
Jets.
all the way down, turns on the Jets, all the way past, untouched. Touchdown, Bulldogs. That's the way they want to go into the half.
And
perfect.
That is a great way to build momentum, and let's hope the Bulldogs keep it in the second half.
Yeah,
We talked about the locker room earlier, and how about this will change the feel of the locker room at halftime. If
Exactly.
we wouldn't have
That's
done
what
that,
they're-
they'd be a little somber in the locker room. But they're like, now they're thinking, let's go. We can win this game.
Yeah, there it is.
We're
That's
only down by 3
That's
touchdowns
an
again.
example. That's what they need. They need to know that, hey, this is possible. We can get the touchdowns.
Little problem here. I think there's a flag on the field.
It might just be
Oh,
maybe
extra
That might be-
celebration. Maybe yeah, I think it's a celebration.
you saw you know in the sidelines, coach is pumped. The players are pumped. You know, see Hank just absolutely tired on the sidelines.
Yeah, he's just
ran.
chugging Gatorade right now because he
deserves it.
He just did a heck of a 100-yard dash trying to dodge people too. You know.
And you know, I think what went unseen on that was Luke Keller's lead blocking. Luke took a couple big
Touchdown.
blows right there.
It counts, but
Yeah, the touchdown
touchdown counts
stands.
regardless of the flag. But
Yeah, I think it was for extra
Yeah,
extra celebration right there because the Bulldogs are still taking the PAT just a couple 10 yards back.
No, but yeah, like I was saying, you know, Hank went through that whole return nearly untouched. There was a couple instances where he spin off a couple tackles. That was great blocking by the return team. That was tremendous. Picture perfect. Now let's see if if Brian Richter can put this through the uprights to make the Bulldogs only down 3 touchdowns.
Which is a definitely doable up deficit. Oh, it's a blocked.
What?
I think that there was a little
Miscommunication on the snap there.
Yeah. I don't know. It looked like he touched the top of the ball. It didn't look like he kicked it successfully, but
Number 27, Kyle Weedoff, is a bit slow to get up, but he does eventually get up.
as the Bulldogs will kick off right here.
And the Spartans only have 19 seconds to score, which isn't a lot of time,
But it also gives Bulldogs 16 seconds to stop them.
and the Bulldogs get it back. Or do they?
No.
Or the
We'll see them kicking off right now, giving the ball to St. Francis, and Bulldogs just have to play ultra conservative on this kick. You don't want the same thing happening to you.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's the only way St. Francis can really suck the momentum out of the Bulldogs
the Spartans just took that as a punch in the mouth. The Bulldogs said, "Hey, we're here to play. We're going to keep on playing," and the Spartans are going to try to retaliate to that.
Yeah, the Bulldogs just said, "We're awake."
And we talk about the difference in the Bulldogs locker room. How about the Spartans locker room too? They're saying this team can come back now. We have to play harder as well, even though we have a comfortable lead. So I think both teams will be playing a little bit or to a lot better after they come out.
As Brian Richter is lining up for the kickoff at the 25-yard line. It was a penalty on the kickoff too. That's why he is 10 yards behind where he should be. Should be kicking off at the 35, but there was a 10-yard penalty on the kickoff. Lining up for the kick. And the kick is off.
It's deep.
Nice kick. Number 18 on the return.
Uh-oh, he's got a seam.
He's got.
Uh-oh. No.
He's got an opening.
This can't be good.
He's got an opening.
And he stopped.
Whoa. Criticos adds a little bump there to make sure he doesn't get past.
Yikes, that was scary.
Red zone territory. Almost gets into the 20-yard line.
Spartans only have 7 seconds left, but that's enough to get a pass into the end zone.
Let's see if the Bulldogs can hold them here to one play.
And that.
Here's a replay on that return, yeah. And you see he's cutting back. He's working hard, and he's just gassed at the end of this round. You can see he's just done. And for the Bulldogs, Cameron Criticos gets a good job of getting in there.
Yeah, geez, that's a name. Colin Baumgardner on that return right there. Don't ask me. Sorry if I butchered that name. There's Robinson back to pass. Lofts it up into the end zone.
No.
Overthrew him.
Perfect coverage by Cameron Criticos.
And with a second left, the Spartans have a chance for another play. Timeout, Spartans. So we'll see.
I think I don't know about that. I think the play clock might have been a little late on that. The coaches looked about a little bit ticked off. Seemed a little longer than 7-second play.
That's true. We really don't know for sure, though.
Yeah. You can't challenge it in high school football, sadly, but
there's a flaw in everything.
yeah.
Sure. But
it's honestly all with technology. IHSA rules don't allow coaches to have that review option, possibly because the competition with college football, if you're there, you're contending to be in the National Football League.
Sure.
With high school, it's more just you're playing to be looked at. You want to get the scouts here. You want to play for your team. You want to play for your school.
And you don't want to slow down the pace of the game for everybody, including the players, by making challenges available. And majority of these players won't go on to play in college, and even fewer. I doubt. Maybe one player in this whole team will go on to play in the NFL.
As the play clock runs, as the game clock runs out, Hank O'Neal with the big tackle to stop it, and that's the end of the half. And the Bulldogs are down 28-6, but maybe they can make something happen in the second half. RBTV Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the live RBTV Game of the Week here at Shuey Stadium. The Bulldogs are down 31-6 at the end of the first half. We're about to come back with some second half action. If you're a little confused about the score, the Bulldogs had a penalty on the last play when we cut out, and
there was an untimed play.
Yeah, there's an untimed play, and
Spartans decided to kick the field goal, resulting in the 3 points.
The Bulldogs played relatively well in the first quarter, but even though the score might not indicate it, the Bulldogs played pretty well.
Pretty well. Their offense is showing that they can come back and put up some points. Vandermark is finding his men. Of course, Hank O'Neill with the huge return at the end of the first half. We just need the defense to make some stops, and here in the second half they can make a comeback hopefully.
And if it wasn't for a couple interceptions by Vandenberg, both, which in my opinion were not his fault, great plays.
You can see here's the return.
Hank O'Neill, yeah, breaking free, past the kicker,
stiff arms the kid all the way throughout that 50-yard line. He is untouched. Strides, perfect touchdown.
He's got a nice big stride.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can notice that. Just had one destination. He was going to that end zone. He got it, and then that was a huge motivation factor probably for the Bulldogs in their locker room during halftime. Like I was saying, they look pumped up. Curtin, Donato, all of them, they're all looking to get them pumped up. Crowd's in it. Let's see if they can get this going.
As they came out of the locker room, the coach probably said, "Don't shake anyone's hands," because I saw them going by. Everyone was offering fist bumps, high fives. Everyone was just walking past, staying focused, because the goal is within reach. The goal is to win, and it is within reach. But they have to go out and earn this game back.
The Bulldogs are a very disciplined team. They, of course, aren't out to, disrespect anybody. But, Curtin is here for a reason. They brought him here to get some wins in that first column, and he wants them to be focused on the game, no distractions, get on that field and win this football game.
Of course, and the game would not it would be a lot closer if it wasn't for those 3 turnovers I talked about.
Yep.
One on a fumble on the first play of the game by Joey O'Day. The game would be so much closer now.
Yeah, there really is no way of saying it, but that definitely was just not a good way to start off the first play of the season. O'Day probably had the light arms, that first when you're anxious and you're fighting off those butterflies, but he's caught a couple passes since then, and he's proved himself that he's still playing this football game to win.
And the 7th part of the mission of the Riverside Brookfield High School football is the importance of being able to preserve during adversity.
And that's what they're not too far out of this game right now. 31-6, couple touchdowns back, 4 touchdowns back, that they can do this. Their offense can bring them back in this. Their defense, without a doubt, can make some stops, and they just have to prove it right here.
And after the first play, St. Francis has mediocre field position starting at the 35. And let's see how this all works out in this second half.
I haven't asked any coaches yet on the status of the Bulldogs kicker, Santi Beltran. He was picked up from our soccer team to kick for us. But we have Brian Richter kicking for us today. I don't know what the deal is on that, but he's getting kicks off. So as TJ Jackson gets a good gain of about 8 yards up the field.
RB was this close to stripping the ball from there. He had that ball wrapped up, and I thought he was just going to yank it out. But
Spartans coming out with a blast right here. They just ran a no-huddle offense. They are looking to push the ball up the field.
And now they got out to about the 50-yard line, and a first down. They're moving the ball fast, and here's a replay on that last.
Yeah, you see right here, Michael Robinson gets the handoff, and Beck just trucks his way out. You notice that the running backs for the Spartans, they tried their hardest not to fall backwards. They're all jumping forwards to get that ball the best position they can up the field, and it's proven that it's working.
And, you know, Michael Robinson on that last play, he hasn't been inaccurate much in that first half, but I think it was his first truly inaccurate throw, missing Andrew Berdeji.
You know, I checked down the stats before for the first half. Bulldogs defense lighting up 279 total yards to the Spartans. Andrew, I want you to take a guess on how many yardage of that was running.
Oh, I bet a lot, but I don't know. It's close.
245.
245 out of 279?
Yikes, I don't know.
It's there. It's 191 yardage out of that is on running plays. That's a lot of yardage, and the Bulldogs only had 107 total yardage of offense, which, you know,
that's
that's unbelievable how
that's counting all the penalties and the setbacks. So
that running game is so important to any NFL team. If any team, NFL, NFL, college, high school even,
youth leagues, anything, it's huge.
They need to run the ball or else they won't win.
So Robinson under center. Quick handoff to the fullback.
Whoa, that was a quick handoff. I thought they dropped Robinson for a sack before he could get the handoff off.
Yeah,
but
Urbanski on the good tackle right there to force the fourth down. Urbanski, a big presence on that defense, leading the defense, taking the orders, pushing that defense to do better. And as you can see right here, he just opens up his body, makes the tackle.
And now the interesting decisions all game, St. Francis haven't punted much. They've been going for it a lot because they've been getting their way relatively with the Bulldogs defense. If the Bulldogs can make a stop here, that could influence a change for the rest of the game.
There it is. That's a stop.
That is a stop.
Turnover on downs right there. That's what the Bulldogs needed right there.
Just like I said, perfect. Now St. Francis may think twice before going for it on fourth down.
Urbanski knows he just led that defense to a 3 and out. That's what we need right there. Right there, number 44, Joe Urbanski.
And the Bulldogs have pretty good field position, too, starting on the 41-yard line.
They need to get into Spartan territory right here. Good pass right up the middle. Let's see what they could do. I like to see, you know, the passing plays for Vandermark have worked, other than the 2 interceptions that he threw, but he's also completed very key passes. So let's see what they do right here. And Vandermark's back to pass, looking right, lofts it up.
Vandermark is having a hard time on those sort of dig routes. He's having a hard time getting the ball into the right spot.
Yeah, him as a righty thrower, it's more difficult for him to roll left, of course, than to roll right, because he has to square up his shoulders if he rolls left, and get it square to his receiver and make that throw on the run. It's not an easy throw. To the right, it's more easier because you have the momentum going your way and your arm is leading towards the pass.
Yeah, he has to throw across his body, which is difficult as ever. Handoff up the middle.
Handoff.
For about 4 yards.
And we got an injured player, it looks like.
77.
Nope, he gets up. 77.
He's limping a little bit. I think he looks like he just got maybe a dead leg. I think he'll be all right. And
as you can see right here, just Agnew tries to get through the hole, but nothing there. Too many Spartans there to stop the run. Vandermark trying to get something started for this Bulldog offense with 3rd down and 6 to go. Looking for the motion. Vandermark peels out right, squares up his shoulders, gets the pass off to Malloy, and I think he got it. He's got it.
No.
A little short of the first down, but they can get that. That's about 4th and 1. That was a good job by Mitchell Malloy on grabbing that ball. Good placement by Vandermark. As you can see right here, just the pass. Squares up his shoulders, gets the pass off. Mitchell Malloy kind of slips a little bit, catches the pass, and fights off the ball.
That pass is right where it needed to be because the DP undercut the route. So that pass had to be well away from the defensive player, and that was just where it needed to be.
Exactly.
And Mitchell Malloy slipping is kind of a blessing in disguise, because if he didn't slip, he would have had to go down to get it. And
who knows
since
what
he
happened.
slipped, it kind of like came right to him.
And that was a first down for the Bulldogs. I think another referee had a different placement on the ball where Mitchell caught it. And there it is. Verdon gets the catch. Doesn't get brought down.
Oh, man. That hit was brutal. And
I
they're
don't know
saying
if
he's down before.
Verdon just got hit very hard.
I think he was on his knees when
I can't express.
Oh, man. I think he's down.
Yeah, he is down. and that'd be a big blow to the Bulldogs. Here we
You
go.
can see right here. I don't want to show this, but
Look at that.
Let's
It's
see
coming
here. I
up.
think
it's
both of
not
his knees
good.
are down soon. Yeah, see, his knee gets down there, and you saw it down,
laid
and he just got
out.
smashed.
That doesn't feel good. That
By-
can't feel good.
Zach Proswick, 6'2", 170.
Great hit by the
Hi.
defense. Just that was violent.
It was violent, but it was legal as well. And, you know, that's
Christian
the game
just
of
got-
football.
yeah.
And, you know,
I hope. Yeah, I you know, Christian. Hopefully, in everybody's prayers here that he's all right.
the whole Bulldog sideline on one knee here, as I assume he's going under some kind of a concussion. Concussion
I
test.
hope he's all
or
right. Christian's
is-
vital to not only football but to other sports as well.
Mhm.
Being a basketball player, you know, I don't know if I think that's the
And a
other
track
sport.
star too.
Yeah, he also does track.
Yeah, and as
And
showcased
it
by
looks
recent.
looks like they're getting him up.
Yeah, I think he'll be gonna be. Yeah, it's not a
There
spine,
he
or
is.
else they would have brought out. So it's luckily not an injury
Yeah.
to the spine.
Luckily, no ambulance is brought on the field. Looks like he can get out, not on his own power, but he is.
It looks like that left leg is really bothering him.
Yeah, maybe something. Probably got the wind knocked out of him. Maybe, you know, when he got tackled again right here. We'll show the tackle. You can see his left leg kind of get caught up by the defender.
Oh yeah. Oh, you see it
Oh.
twist there. It just got all
That's exactly what
twisted
happened.
up sideways, and then he was wrenched backwards.
You know it's not good to. You know, we were talking about this earlier in the game. The 3 tendons in that knee. You don't want to get one of those hurt. MCL, ACL, meniscus, anything. It's
all
that's
up
a
in that
very-
knee.
It's a very fragile area.
very fragile and very vital.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like that's bad. If
I mean, especially for football, where it's all about cutting and that type of thing, and getting from side to side and lateral movement. You know, we see the problems with even Brian Urlacher on the Bears right now with his
knee.
his injured knee.
yeah, hopefully, you know, the great health training by Fry and Miss Hughes can get Christian back into full health as Vandermerk gives off the pass, overthrows, looks like O'Day.
O'Day's been a little off tonight. He had the fumble on the first play. He's made some good plays, but that's his second dropped pass in a row, and that was to him. And that's the worst type of drop pass. A pass that goes through your hands over the middle. You'll see it right here. Now, if there would have been a defender behind him, this would have been a pick. If that defender would have been closer, it would have been a pick.
Yeah.
And that's the worst type of drop ball. If you're going to drop one, make it on the outside in front of you.
Yeah, that was a good thrown ball, just couldn't be able to catch it.
Great
you know.
thrown ball. It was a strike right where it needed to be. It's just too hot to handle. for
Vandermerk in
O'Day.
the shotgun formation. 2 halfbacks to the side, and that's
False
offside
start.
on the defense.
I don't know whether it's a false start or offsides on the defense. Let's see what the call is.
I think it's assumed. I think offside.
Offsides on the defense. Ooh.
What's it called? Infraction.
Yeah, neutral zone infraction on the defense.
So we got 3rd down and a little less than 5 yards to go.
It's another break for the Bulldogs.
I think everybody's eyes are still focused on Christian Burden,
That's a
seeing what his status is as he's getting tended to by the health trainers.
big blow to the Bulldog receiving
Yeah.
core.
And you know what I've noticed? Kyle Bosch, the big man on Wheaton St. Francis, is now on the defensive line playing left guard.
Oh,
that is a
goodness.
big like change as they go right to him. And look at that, Kevin Garvey gets the 1st down.
Wow, they run right at the big fella and through the big fella.
Yep.
You know, they know it's not all about raw size and speed and athletic ability. If you're not used to playing that position, he's going to run
Right
right,
here, you
through
see
him.
Kevin just goes right through. You see,
Right
They
through
had him
Kyle
double
Bosch.
team, and no matter how big you are, you cannot split a double team, especially
oh God, and another player's down for.
Oh,
and
no.
It's for us. Number 36, Justin Agnew, another
Oh.
vital player.
Oh
for
man,
our offense.
Agnew and Verdon having 2 of the best games I've ever seen from them. And the
Yeah, Verdon with a
sideline
couple-
goes down on a knee.
Burden with a couple of nice receptions. It looks like he has ice on his. I don't know if it's his ankle. He has ice on his ankle.
Yeah, it's his ankle because you saw that get twisted up, and thank God he's sitting up. He's not.
You can
doesn't
see
seem to be
maybe
too
we
much
can
pain.
see Agnew right here. You keep an eye on him. Looks like he was right where Kyle Bosch was. Maybe he got jumped up a little bit.
Maybe.
Ooh. And he goes down.
Yeah, you saw him sort of in the corner of your
That's
screen
not
go
good.
down
You know,
after the
Justin
play
Agnew.
ends.
Justin Agnew having a good reputation around here, playing for one of the feeder programs, St. Mary's football. being a great player over there. You know, being a good player through freshman and sophomore year, now in his junior year.
His Verdon's family come out, greet him, and see how he's doing, because he's not. I have a feeling he's not going back in the game. We'll see the replay.
Yeah, we could see Christian's hit again. Just watch the left foot. You can see how number 20 Gitchel's arms, you know, definitely not intentionally, but his arms were surrounding his leg, which caused Christian not be able to move that leg when he's getting pushed back.
I think it was overall. It was the Christian's foot was caught underneath Getchel's elbow.
You can just imagine that. That doesn't feel good.
It
looks like Justin's getting
help off the field.
Off the field, but he's walking on his own power, which is good to see.
He may not be back this game, but he'll be back soon, and I think he'll be.
We'll see as the game goes. That's 2 tough blows in one offensive possession.
The Bulldogs really have to show
huge.
resiliency under adversity here, because
I think that just took attention off that first down that just happened. Anybody remember that we just got a first down?
Yeah. Woo, first down. No, first down. But score is still 31-6. Spartans leading with 8 minutes left in the third quarter. And
got Malloy and Garvey out left with O'Day out right. Vandermark under center, takes the snap, rolls out left, gets the throw off. Malloy on the diving catch again for a good gain of about 5 yards. You know, not a lot of coaches like when players go right down to their knees, but Malloy with the 2 catches, you know, both of them had a good effect on the yardage gained. You know, maybe he could have. You know, you can see right here it was a tough catch to make. Maybe he could have stayed on his feet, but
it's so much better trying to catch the ball by your chest than it is by your feet.
He got the ball, and that's what's good right there. And now we have good position to make another first down to get into the red zone. Vandermark gets the snap, looks back. Garvey
in the flats makes one man miss.
That's a first
down.
Bulldogs.
First down.
There we go, and they are only 1 first down away from being in the red zone.
And a Spartan down. You know what? We saw. I think this is kind of coming back from the sophomore game. We saw a lot of injuries late in the game. Let's see if we can see the injury. Yeah, you see, kind of straggled back after Garvey went past him. But
yeah, we saw injuries last game.
It's the heat.
To Ryan Kulaga, who's splitting time on the varsity team, and you also to Marvin and
a lot of different sophomore players and some of the Spartans. And now we see just lots of injuries happening. And you also got to take in perspective that the Bulldogs and the Spartans, they don't have the largest teams. You know, a lot of these kids are playing both sides of the ball. So a kid can be playing offensive lineman, then playing defensive lineman. He can play wide receiver, then he can play quarterback. These kids maybe not even getting a minute off the field, you know, except for a timeout or a difference of the quarter. But it looks like, you know, number 54. Josh Croakey is going off in his own power. Maybe just a little shooken up.
Yeah.
And shot at Justin Agnew right there.
Yeah, I think he looks like he's getting his ankle wrapped up as well.
A lot of players on the sideline. You could see getting
his shin and calf.
Yeah, you could see a lot of players on the sideline getting their muscles massaged, because you know, in this weather and with all the intense movement, you can cramp up very easily.
I think that's all it was. Thankfully for Agnew, it was just a bad cramp. And I think he's walking under his own power now, and he's not limping at all. So I think after a little bit, hopefully by the end of the quarter, he'll be ready to go back in.
Yeah, hopefully as Vandermark gets back to pass, puts the pass up. Oh, I think that's a little bit of a contact over there.
Maybe
contact over by the quarterback and by the wide receiver. I don't know if that was
looks a little bit like interference.
Maybe interference, but that was a decently thrown ball, and Vandermark. Here's the replay on it. Vandermark stud. Look at this guy has a free run on Vandermark, and he stays in there.
I think that the cornerback had a little bit of contact.
I think O'Day just tripped.
Yeah, O'Day tripped over his own feet, but
I think he tripped over that quarterback's feet, but. Either way, he tripped, and the Bulldogs have a 2nd and 10.
So Vandermark under center again. Garvey in the backfield. Trips right.
Screen
as
pass.
He gets Malloy to the right. Malloy. Oh, man.
Good tackle.
Good tackle.
Yeah, by number
good little gain by the Bulldogs as they
Yeah.
get third down and about 6 to go.
Alcantara gets it with a great tackle. Those are the tackles that you want because Malloy, if he gets that tackle, cannot fall forward.
Yeah.
He's stopped where you hit him.
Mhm.
Most of the tackles, if you just wrap them up with your arms, they can go forward for 2-3 more yards, which make a big difference. If he would have went 4 more yards, it would have been 3rd and 5, not 3rd and 8.
Yep. Agreed. So we got 3rd and 7. Bulldogs way in Spartan territory. Vandermerk in shotgun, trips left, looks to pass left. Great blocking.
Oh, he's open.
And hits Davis
Oh,
to the
wow.
left. Davis gets his first reception of the year.
Mike Davis,
Great job. First down.
more known for basketball, but got his first reception of the year, and it was a big one on 3rd and 8.
that's first
Fantastic
down.
play.
As you can see right here, Davis getting some ticks because of Verdon's injury.
And he's still on the icing
Holds on to
table.
that ball. That's the big thing. On another injury for the. Does it look like?
That's
does it look
for
like
the
a
Bulldogs.
Spartan?
Yeah,
That's for the
it's
Bulldogs.
Spartan. No, it's looking like a Spartan.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that
I
is.
don't know.
Yeah, it is a St. Francis player down.
Good. Okay. I mean, not good, of course, but I don't think the
Harrison.
Bulldogs can take another injury to a key
Michael
player.
Harrison, a cornerback for St. Francis. And we hope that he's all right as well. What is that? 5 injuries already this quarter? As we
Yeah.
see another injury replay right here. No, he's
Oh, look at
he's the
that
one
back
made,
ankle
yeah,
that
he's
that,
the one that
that
made the
drags.
tackle.
Ow, that looks like it hurt. On that, he pushed off the side of his ankle. I think it's twisted. He's walking off under his own power with hardly a limp. I think he'll be all right.
Walking off on his own power. Yep, I think.
Is the only benefit about this all these injuries is it gives more time for the offense to rest. But I don't think it's it's obviously not worth it. But you have to take some good out of every situation. With 6 minutes
So
left,
we
the
got-
Bulldogs are up 31-6.
First down, 10 yards to go on the 12-yard line.
Vandermerk shotgun.
Gets the snap, gets it off to Malloy. Malloy hit right on the. Hold on to the ball though.
Yeah, I'm glad he held on to
That's
that
a
ball.
couple yards, getting them closer into the goal line zone.
I think Vandermeer could have done better zipping that ball in there. They gave a lot of time for the cornerback
Watch
to react.
this. Take this in perspective. You get this pass right here.
Yeah.
This guy's coming at you at full force. You turn around, boom. He holds on to that ball. That's a great job by Mitchell.
Oh, man,
That's
put a
all he
licking
could do.
on him.
He really couldn't react to that except for just hold on to that ball and hope you don't get hurt.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He held on to the ball, and he looks fine. He's going out there in the slot left.
Yeah, he got trips left. Vandermeer gets the snap. Looks right up the middle. Off the Spartans.
O'Day, another pass that goes through his hands.
Not having the best day.
Sometimes players just seem to get tired, and they.
Yeah, as you can just see right here, it just goes right through his hands. Just maybe a little bit. I don't know. Yeah,
that was.
it is a little. It is a little harder when you're in the air. A lot of coaches tell you not to jump when you're going to go receive the pass because, number one, you're not going to go anywhere off the jump. You can't turn and run right away if you're in the air. And number two, if you get taken out by your legs in the air, greater chance of injury.
And I think that's what O'Day was worried about when he saw the two main.
Oh, again! Come on,
That's gotta be. That's
you got to
a flag.
pull a flag. There
That
it
was
is.
a flag. That was a flag, and that was obviously an early hit right before the ball came, and that is good news for the Bulldogs because that's
gonna
not
be
only a first down, but that's a first and goal.
Yeah,
Normally
that's-
15 yards from where the penalty occurred, but since it's in 15 yards, it's a first down and half the distance to the goal line, I believe.
As you can see right here, just a clear push in the back on the wide receiver. Hopefully we could see it right there.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
Oh,
the defensive player did go to the ball, but he made a contact with the wide receiver that was, more close to the ball. I don't know how to put that.
Some could argue that he hit him after the ball was there, but he hit him clearly before.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So Vandermerk under center, 5-yard line. Looks like it might be in offsides on the Bulldogs.
False
St.
start.
Francis thinks that they have it.
False
and
start. Oh,
It is.
that's not good. They back to where they started. All they got was a new down.
That's what they don't need. Right now they had good field position. They're in the 5-yard line with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. They're down a couple touchdowns. They need that. They need that touchdown to get back in this game. Let's see if they could do it right here. Let's see if I can call it. I want to pass right up to the post, right in the touchdown. Right to O'Day.
Davis or O'Day, yeah.
I want O'Day right in the post.
Davis split out left. O'Day split out right with Malloy in the slot.
And Vandermark under center.
Malloy in motion. Vandermark hands it off. There goes my prediction. Garvey gets little yards, about 2 yards.
I think the Bulldogs could have done better taking a shot there.
Well, yeah, they had to play it safe. They had first down. You might not want to be too aggressive, but
That's true. The coaches probably made the smart decision. Not the fan favorite decision, but probably the smart one, the right one.
You know, Garvey's a very good athlete, as you can see there. He was stopped a little bit earlier, but he kept his feet going. That's what they teach you also in running back. They want you to keep your feet moving until you can't go anymore, and that's what he did. Got a couple yards in what may have been a gain of none.
And you know, they have a weak side eye.
Vandermark peeling
Penalty.
out, throws it.
Oh, and that was almost intercepted. There's a penalty on the field, a flag.
I think it might be offsides.
I'm not sure. It could be offsides.
I saw Garvey jump a little bit in the background. I know one of the
maybe false
referees
start. Maybe could be false start. Could be offsides on the defense. Could be pass interference. It could be many things. Let's see here.
You can see right here. We'll show the replay. Just like
I don't know.
Vandermark placed that pass pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to get it to Mitchell right there, you're not going to try to throw it out of bounds. You know, it's just.
It's got to be back shoulder though. That was
to
his wrong shoulder. That's got to be back shoulder, or else. I mean, that could have been a pick. We don't know.
But like I was saying, you know, that's a hard pass for Jack to throw. You know, thrown across the body.
Yeah,
that's
across the body fade. That is tough. I mean, a lot of pro quarterbacks can't make that play.
I think they called offsides. Yep.
False start. Oh my gosh.
False start. Yeah.
Not exactly the best.
That moves them back to the 13-yard line.
Yeah. Jeez. They went from first and goal on the 4 to
they still got 2 more downs. Let's
and
see what they can
now
do.
second and goal on the 13.
3 more downs.
Goodness.
They got the second, the third, and the fourth. Let's see if they can make anything happen in these 3.
The key is you don't want a turnover. You cannot have a turnover in the red zone. You have to at least kick a field goal.
Vandermark.
Play action bootleg
fake.
Right. Oh, behind the wide open receiver. That's sort of frustrating. Vandermark is not happy with that. You can tell he's frustrated because he had a man wide open and hit him on the wrong shoulder.
Urbanski's sense of urgency. You know he wants the ball right here. You can see right here that kid wants that ball. He wants to get that ball. He's one of the leaders of this team. You know, he's going to do everything he can to help this team win.
Yeah. And
just not there for him. Vandermark, another tough throw on the run. I'd like to see Vandermark stay more in the pocket. He's been more, I feel like more of his passes that are complete have been in the pocket. When he's on the run, some of them aren't as accurate as most might like. So Vandermark takes the snap in the pocket. And
O'Day! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! O'Day!
The pass.
Jeez, he scared me again. If that went through his hands, that was a pick. And the defenders were actually counting on that going through his hands. But it hits off his helmet, bobbles it, whatever happened. He got it in the end zone. And that is a Bulldog touchdown.
That's the O'Day that we saw last season too, right here. Vandermark safe in the pocket. Hits O'Day
oh my God.
with the sketchy hands, but he secures it, gets the touchdown. He knows what he just did. He knows that he's going to get a mouthful from the coaches on that one, though.
Oh, that's
now. What do you think the Bulldogs do? Do they go for 2 or do they just go for the extra point?
Well, it looks like they're going for 2 right here. Vandermark staying on the field.
There's no tactical advantage of going for the extra point.
Yeah, right now with under 5 minutes left in the third quarter, they're down a couple touchdowns. They're going to get as many points as they possibly can. So Vandermark is probably going to be looking for a quick post right here.
See, the trip's right.
Here's the snap. Mitchell goes in.
Not the best throw. And that was a legal play by the corner. Not a good throw. Not a good play call. But the Bulldogs are only down 12-13 with 4 minutes left only in the third quarter. There's plenty of time on the clock, and we'll see what the Bulldogs can do with it.
And we can see right here just it was a difficult pass to make. Vandenberg tries to place it in there, but the Spartan defender was right there to break up the play.
Yeah.
Garvey couldn't do anything about that.
Jack Rowan there to break up that pass.
Oh man, and it all starts with the defense now. If the defense can make a stop, even force a turnover, the Bulldogs are right back in this thing with a good defensive possession, then a good offense possession. They are right in this. They just need to have 2 consecutive good possessions.
So we'll see if Brian Richter can send this ball flying down the field. Four minutes left in the third quarter. Richter getting ready to kick the ball off. Sends it down, pretty decent kick.
Collects it at 13.
Number 18.
He's got a hole. Ooh, good
Gets
bottle
tackled
up
at about the
by
37
number
yard
52
line.
on the Bulldogs. That would be Matthias Whitteman.
Matthias, a very good defensive player. He knows how to tackle, of course, but you know, he looks kind of like, you know, he'd be playing in the defensive back section, but he's actually a lineman right here. So
here's a replay on that last.
you know,
See
gets
Matthias
a
getting
nice
in
hit,
there.
very nice hit.
Yeah. Good job.
see.
Both of them, Matthias and the other Bulldogs player, both did a good job shedding their blocks and getting to the guy with the ball.
Yep. Robinson hands it off up the middle. Little
gain.
gain
Not
for
bad, but a little
TJ
gain.
Jackson. You see Urbanski there taking orders from the sideline. As it's second and about 6 yards to go for the Spartans here. Robinson takes the snap, hands it quick off to TJ Jackson.
Now it's about 3rd and 3 after that play for the Spartans. Bulldogs, this is the one play. If they convert on this could turn the whole game around right here. And the Bulldogs know it too. They need to get a stop here. This is only 3 yards, and their Spartans' offensive line has been dominating this game. But the Bulldogs really need to dig deep within and get this stop.
So we'll see what they do here. Robinson under center, takes the snap, hands it right off to Beck.
And he gets stopped!
Very good defensive play. Good maintaining the outside by Brad Bednar.
And that's number 13 on the Bulldogs, Bednar. What a fantastic play. Not only did it, here you'll see it right here, not only did it stop them, but it brought them back a couple yards, so it'll be harder for them to say, let's go for it, we're
Great
close.
play by Urbanski wrapping him up.
Sure.
And you know, Bednar down low, cleaning up the tackle. They know that was just great teamwork, great play. Now we'll see what the Spartans do right here with 4th down. Maybe the Bulldogs can get a stop here. It doesn't look like the Spartans are going to punt. So maybe we can
Bulldogs
get...
send out the special teams unit. I don't know.
Looks like Malloy's back to receive the
Yeah, it looks
punt.
like they're going to punt.
And I think it was play clock. Oh,
yeah.
timeout by the
Timeout.
Spartans.
Ooh. I don't know. This is a big coaching decision for the
right
for
here,
head
you know,
coach Greg Pummel
I think that
St. Francis.
Yeah, I think that they're going to still go with the punt. I think that he just called the and now we can I think that he just called that timeout just because of the play clock. But you see right here,
Here's a recap
Christian
of the
Verdon's-
injuries. We have Christian Verdon. You
Yeah.
saw the ankle get caught up under Getchel's left arm, and then here's Agnew come over on his injury, and you see him sort of over here on the right side of your screen. He sort of gets off. He's sort of off screen, but he comes.
he
in,
was
he
right
just
there. You saw him
cramps
come
up
across the screen. He got caught up in a couple players. Agnew got up. He's all right. And then Christian Verdon still on the sidelines with ice on that ankle. You can see him right there.
and we can see Agnew jog. He's getting ready to go in. He's doing some calf exercises, making sure his calf is ready to perform. and see if he can get back in there.
So 4th down, handoff to TJ
They
Jackson.
got
They
it.
get the first down. Urbanski with the nice wrap up and bring down.
Yeah, that's true.
Too
but
bad he had forward momentum. They'll bring down the first down.
That's a shame because the Bulldogs made such a good play to stop him behind the line last
You
time.
see Agnew right there waiting to get back in the game.
Yeah. He looks like he's in a little bit of pain, but knowing Justin Agnew, he'll go in there and still perform his best.
Look at that wrap up, not letting him go anywhere else. Urbanski wanted to stop him, drove him back. No, it doesn't count. They're not gonna, if he gets brought down tackled 5 yards behind where he was, it's not gonna be official ruling like that. But that's just showing how much Urbanski wants that tackle.
And
he drove him back 5 yards.
And TJ, actually, that was a good play by Urbanski. Also a bad play by TJ. He did not keep his legs churning like they're taught. We see Kevin Garvey and other RB running backs keep their legs churning, but you saw him almost give up on that play. He got the first down, and he just sort of gave up, didn't keep on churning his legs. He could have gotten even more yards than he did.
Yep. You see Urbanski right now. I don't know if you guys can see him. And here's the momentum changer at the end of the half right here. Magical moment here at Shuey Stadium. Crowd going wild, and Hank O'Neill returns the kickoff with about 17 seconds left to go. No, it was a great play by Hank. Great hustle all the way down. You see his players already knew what was happening at the time. Bulldogs make their way back out to the field, as it'll be first down for the Spartans. Robinson under center. Jackson in the backfield with Beck. Hands it off to Jackson, and Jackson gets stopped by number 58.
It's only a 2-yard gain. That was good defense by the Bulldogs.
Durand Moody on the tackle.
Yeah, Jaron Moody with a great play.
There you see Urbanski getting worked on by his calves. Urbanski's been out there every defensive play, and he's probably, wear and tear on his calves, cramping up, just getting work on him before he goes out there for another possession.
And you can really tell that our Urbanski is gonna be all right. He's sitting there. He's in a good positive position. He's also leader of the team though, so he sort of knows what is expected of him and how much is expected for him to be in.
Hank O'Neill almost with the. He knows he just missed that.
He is not happy with that one.
But he knows he broke up that. He knows he broke up that pass. I think the overall solution of that play was good. But you see right there, he broke up that pass. Now let the Spartans catch it.
Now, because of that great play by O'Neill, it could have been an interception, but it was an incomplete pass, and that's a long third down, 3rd and 8 for the Spartans.
Spartans have 3rd and about 7 yards to go.
Robinson
back to pass, passes it off.
Overthrows
his receiver.
Oh man, he overthrew
4th down.
He overthrew him. He had him open. He just overthrew him. And Robinson's starting to make some more errors as he gets tired, and it's really hot out here, as we've stressed before, and he's starting to make some mistakes. But the Bulldogs get a stop, and the Spartans bring out the punting unit.
And what the Bulldogs need to do right now is take advantage of that. Robinson making errors, and the offense, the Spartan offense not being as great as it was in the first half, not as fresh. We really come out swinging.
Yeah, we really have seen the Bulldogs come out here in the second half playing way better than the Spartans. We saw a lot of success in the Spartans offense in the first half, late first quarter, second quarter.
Those 31 points.
They haven't scored this half. The Bulldogs, put up that point.
And the Bulldogs will get the ball far back after a really good punt. They'll get it back at their own 16. But the Bulldogs have charged down the field before and will charge down again, hopefully. And we'll see what happens, because this is just coming down to the wire. It's only 18 seconds left in the third, so in the middle of this drive, hopefully the 4th quarter will start. And, oh man, this is going to be intense.
Yeah, hopefully this 4th quarter they can pick it up. Their defense is showing that they can play with this offense. They're stopping Jackson and his running abilities. They're making sure Robinson has some pressure on his passes. Vandermerk's making his plays on offense. Garvey's making plays. Everybody's, contributing to this.
Oh, Vandermerk got hit. Are they saying
And
it's
that
a
was
fumble?
on the throw.
And the call is
And that's
touchdown.
a touchdown. Now you see what happens on that is Vandermerk was in the throwing motion. If he is hitting the throwing motion, not in the throwing motion, then it's a fumble.
Because of his long release, we've talked about before. That is one of the drawbacks here. You'll see it right here.
He just gets.
He's
puts that ball
he's
up.
not started moving the ball forward when he gets hit.
Yep.
See, he was about to start moving the ball forward when he got hit, but he had not yet. So therefore, it is ruled a fumble.
Pretty much as if he
flag.
was. It's pretty much as if he was
a flag was
holding
just
on the
thrown
ball
on field.
normally.
Maybe for on RB.
Oh, it was on the Spartans.
Oh. Unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe? Let's see here.
Oh, it's
RB.
it's a double penalty.
Oh, wow.
It's on both teams.
I think unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. For the
Possibly.
celebration for Spartans and the appeal by Bulldogs.
Right now the touchdown does stand. As you can see right here again, just Vandermerk sees his man open. He gets blindsided by this defender as he lifts open the ball.
Yeah.
Nothing you could do. When you get hit on the arm like that with the ball out there exposed like that, it's bound to get hidden off.
And
Spartans
the
pick it up for a
defender
touchdown.
jumped on him.
Yeah. You could see the frustration in the Bulldogs' faces right there. Bednar right there, number 13, clearly has shown going against Kyle Bosch and the other big lineman for Wheaton St. Francis that, he's putting up there. He is trying to 110%. So is, all these Bulldogs right now. They don't want to be in this position. They want to be winning this football game.
Yeah, and just tack it down for another turnover by the Bulldogs. Turnovers have been killing them. Every single time they've gotten the turnover, St. Francis has come back and scored on that drive. So one could argue that this game would be a lot closer without the 2 interceptions, the 1 fumble by Vandermerk, and the fumble by O'Day on the first play of the game. One could argue that, but one could also argue that without Vandermerk and O'Day, the Bulldogs wouldn't have scored any points yet.
Yep.
So, it's a balance, and they really need to cut down on the mistakes later this season. But they haven't lost yet. Only
So we'll
down,
see. They do have Hank O'Neill.
only down by a little bit. Spartans lead 37-12 with 10 seconds left in the third.
We have, I think it's Hank O'Neill and Simon Kritikos.
Yep.
In the back, returning the kick from number 7, Colin Doyle, kicker for the Spartans. Waiting on the officials. And there's the
Here
whistle.
comes the kick.
And the kick is off.
Looks like this one is heading towards.
And there's a penalty down. Flag down on the play.
I assume it's offside, or
Yeah.
false start on the kicking team.
Yeah, every player, the kicker leads the way. If a player is in front of the kicker as he kicks the ball, and that's the same thing as jumping the snap. You're going to get penalized for it. It's probably going to be a 5-yard penalty, as you see the kicker going back exactly 5 yards.
He's kicking now from the 20.
And that's a far kick. That's
the Bulldogs are going to get better field position because of this, without a doubt.
yeah, obviously.
So we'll see what happens here.
So Doyle for the kick. The kick is off, and it's going in Hank O'Neill's
Muffed.
area.
O'Neill breaks
No
through.
way. He makes it. He has a great return. That was good. He fought through that little group. Sally got tackled.
He just
Gets the
hit
ball on the 45-yard
a
line.
hole and ran.
Yeah.
And he barely got stopped. Just one more tackle, he was gone again. Oh,
Yeah,
reminiscent of that first
as you
return
can-
for a touchdown by
Yeah, as
O'Neill.
you can see right here, he just fumbles it a little bit, regains possession of the ball.
And sometimes that little fumble makes a difference. We'll remember 2 years ago when Deshaun Jackson returned a punt for a touchdown after a muff punt. People, when a fumble occurs, all they think about is the ball on the ground, and they lose lane integrity on the kicking team. So
Vandenberg takes the snap, puts the pass up, hits O'Day.
O'Day, nice catch, and fights for a couple extra yards as
the end of the quarter.
Third quarter ends. At the end of the third quarter, the score is Spartans 37, Bulldogs 12, but the Bulldogs are on the move. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the Bulldogs live varsity football game and the RBTV game of the week. The Bulldogs are trailing 37-12, but they are on the move at the opponent 45-yard line.
As we can see right here, the 2 Bulldog touchdowns. First, the big end of the half return by Hank O'Neill. He said it again and again after the 50-yard line, just untouched all the way to the end zone. Great momentum changer to go into the half, and it showed right here in this first half because, after he scores this, we get the ball to start the second half. We make our way down the field, and then we see Jack Vandenberg make this play right to Joey O'Day with the bobbled pass.
Man, that Joey O'Day play scared me.
Man, I'll tell you, he's probably gonna be sleeping thinking, what if I dropped that pass?
Absolutely. Joey O'Day dropped 4 consecutive passes before that, so everyone in the audience had a collective gasp when he started bobbling the ball, but when he came down with it in the end zone, there was a massive sigh of relief. And
that's the one that counted.
Yeah, that definitely counted for sure. The band's pumping everyone up as we're getting ready to start the fourth quarter.
Get a shot of the offense before they go out to the field.
The offense has done really, really well today. I mean, it's just that, as you see right now on the scoreboard, the numbers don't lie. The Spartans have just done.
They've done a great job.
Exceptionally well.
But it's
the
not
Bulldogs,
over yet. It's not over till the fat lady sings. So here we go. Vandenberg hands it
handoff
to Hank O'Neill, and he gets
that first, though.
He gets the first down.
And, barely counts.
I didn't even notice right there that we were third down and short, but hey, he got it. That's the way to muscle through. As you can see right here, just Hank, not the biggest kid, makes that play, lowers his shoulder, lower momentum, gets it right back in.
Pass, number 55, John Vargas at 5'10", 215. That is a compact linebacker that O'Neill just ran through.
Vandermeer gets the shotgun, gives it off to Hank O'Neill. Hank O'Neill makes a move inside, lowers his shoulder, gets a good gain of about 4 yards. Great play by the Bulldogs right there. Good play call. Hurry up play calling right now. You can see right now Vandenberg is going to be playing in the shotgun mostly, I'm assuming.
And you see O'Neill. They're just giving him the ball and letting him run because he is making people miss. He's creating in the open field, and that's what they need him to do.
You see right here, Vandenberg rolling left. Gets
O'Neill with a good block. Mike Davis barely misses that catch. And O'Neill, great block on that play. If you would have seen that, that person would have had a free run if O'Neill wouldn't have been there. And he just stuck this lineman up. Just did not let him get past. And most running backs go for a cut block or try to chop him off, but he just bodied up and pushed him. It didn't have to last long, but it lasted just long enough for Vandenberg to get the ball out of his hands.
And that's what the Bulldogs need. They need quarterback protection. Vandenberg needs time to get that ball off, and he's shown that he can put the ball on the money if he needs to. It just sometimes on the move when he has pressure, it might not be where they want it. And that's going to be offsides in the Bulldogs. That was miscommunication.
You don't want that on third and 6. Now it's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it just looks like a cadence problem with Vandenberg in the center. Gabe Lopez just didn't get the snap up in time.
Yeah, you really, especially with the score being what it is, 37-12, you really don't want that with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
They need everything that they can get right here. They need, and it's obvious right now of them losing. 3rd down and 11 in Spartan territory. They've proven that they can get the ball down the floor and down the field. Pardon me. Vandenberg gets a snap, gets the ball off. And
he was asking for it, and Vandenberg put it right on his hand. Man. And O'Day almost wasn't ready for the perfect throw by Vandenberg. That's frustrating.
Yeah, You know, it would have been cool to see there is O'Day's little one-arm grab, but
Yeah. You know, not many people can come up with that.
yeah, it was a tough placement. It was probably the best placement that Vandermeer could have got. Just wasn't reachable by O'Day. As the punt team's out, and O'Day's gonna send this one downfield. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little trick play right here, actually.
It's 4th and long. I don't know if a trick play is in order right now, but we'll see. No, snap to O'Day.
Yeah,
Long
punt's
punt.
off.
And they stop him at around the 20-yard line. Not bad, but all right. Oh,
Not
and there's
what
a
we
flag
need.
on the field. Maybe roughing the kicker.
Javi Gamboa with a nice tackle right as the punter recovered the
We'll
punt.
see here.
And you know what? I think what the referees are going to say right here, as you see in the replay maybe, I think the kicker called for a fair catch.
Oh. Oh yeah, I think the referee's arguing with the coach right now about how the call for a fair catch. We'll see for sure here. Oh, looks like the Bulldog offense is coming on the field, so let's see. Oh man, the St. Francis coach looks, in a word, irate. He is furious about the call.
Livid. Oh dear.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay. It's not an automatic first down. I think it was roughing the kicker, which is
Yeah,
not an automatic
possibly.
first down. But
It was a weird possession. It looked like the Bulldogs were kind of, roughed up from the call, and then all of a sudden Wheaton's really ticked off.
oh, man, this is a confusing call.
Greenwell missing an assignment. He makes his way out there. 4th down and 6. This is a huge possession for the Bulldogs right here in the fourth quarter.
And they're definitely going for it here.
It's
'cause
the
if
definition of crunch time, right
Mhm.
here.
Yep.
And if they don't get it here, you
You're gonna
probably
need
can
a-
call this game lost.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're gonna need luck on your
Ah.
side.
Oh.
That was
Wait.
not a good throw by Vandermeer or a good decision at all. O'Day was in almost quadruple coverage right
Yeah.
there. I don't know why he didn't
Vandermeer-
scan to his second or third or reads and look deeper into the progression.
Yeah, there's some instances where the quarterback, you're gonna need right here. You can see Vandermeer. They have, they want to lead the wide receiver. I don't know if he just misread what O'Day was doing, but there was some miscommunication. Vandermeer doesn't make that mistake too much.
But when he
and
made
just
that was
misplays, yeah.
costly. That was very costly, and you begin to question whether the Bulldogs, it's starting to look a little lost for them.
But hey, it's not over yet. 10 minutes left. That's a lot of football to be played. Robinson still under center. Passes it off to Jackson as Jackson gets a good gain.
Punches a hole.
Good
Malloy
block
from the tackle from the
for
back.
the Spartans by number 51, James Kalfas.
As we see right here on the replay, just of the
Here's his block by Kalfas, just clearing out number 64 on the Bulldogs, John Magnus.
it's just that the linemen on Wheaton St. Francis are big. They are bigger than our defensive linemen. It's just that simple. But as we can see right there, we can make plays. As Jackson stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And that's what we want to see. Mark Rigoletti calling the plays for the defense now. Mark, a very good defensive player, very fundamentally sound. He is the kind of player that will practice till he gets it right every time. Of course, you're not going to be perfect, but that kid strives for excellence, and that's why he's deserved a lot of credit in this football program and the athletic program at RB.
Bootleg right. And quarterback takes off. He's got a blocks.
Robinson cuts
the
left,
outside.
stays on his feet.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Agnew
man.
can't bring him down. And then finally brought down by Moody
Oh, man.
at the 20-yard line. He went about 40 yards to angle to the corner.
Oh, man, that's not what you want. Their play broke down. He could not find anyone on
Look
the
at
pass.
this. This is like the endless play. Robinson looks. He's looking for the pass. Sees nothing. Tries to rush out right. cuts left and just finds open field to the left, breaks a couple tackles. Runs more horizontal than he does vertical.
Yeah, what I was saying though was when their play breaks down, we should capitalize, not them. I feel that was an undisciplined play, and they saw that the play broke down, and they lost integrity and lane assignments.
Yeah, we just couldn't. They couldn't get the
couldn't
tackle
shed
down.
blocks.
But that is also good observation on Robinson's part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he saw all this open field to the left.
Great. I mean, like
pretty much strided right through.
Yeah,
sure.
It's a fast game. Robinson, you could tell he's a veteran type player. He can notice what's going on in the field. It's not that easy to realize, hey, I got this much yardage to the left of me. And he finds it, and that was just a good athletic play. As he's still under center, motion right, pitch out right.
To Alcantara.
See, they let him cut outside.
That's a good.
They're gonna call flags fly.
They're gonna call
horse collar.
Horse collar on Garvey.
That was. I mean, that whole thing started because they let him go outside. If they would have made him cut inside towards the Bulldogs, that would have been a stop without the horse collar.
You can just see right here. It's just it's a mindless call right here that Garvey got all horse collar to bring him down. Garvey tried to wrap him
right.
around.
Oh, that's a face mask. That's a nasty face
Yeah.
mask. Oh man, he just reached
a-
up and grabbed whatever he
neck
could and
snap.
happened to be.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Being the player that he is, Garvey is a way more disciplined player than that, and he. I think that in these next couple of possessions he'll show that was a fluke and he'll retaliate.
Discipline starts going away with the heat, as we mentioned. Even though the sun has long set, it is still very hot out here, probably around 90 degrees.
You see Garvey lining up right there.
Touchdown.
And that is a
man.
touchdown by Wheaton St. Francis.
And Dan Beck.
I saw a
Who
couple
else?
holding calls, but the refs didn't, and that is a touchdown.
Dan Beck on a touchdown, as you can see right here. Just a great running play. He sees his open, reads the defensive lineman. You see right there, he forced him inside.
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit of holding on there. I agree with you, Andrew. That was borderline, but
yeah, and now Wheaton St. Francis, after they get the extra point here, will be up 44-12. And with only 7 minutes left, that task almost seems unsurmountable for the Bulldogs.
It's going to take more than one miracle to overcome this deficit.
that kick is up and good.
And that kicker is absolutely lights out tonight. He's kicking the ball straight and kicking it hard. I don't know. They haven't had many opportunities for him to kick anything besides PATs, but he's hitting them high and he's hitting them clear in. And
We'll see what I would like to see what the Bulldogs do here. You know what? A lot of people think that, hey, they're down, let's just leave. They're not going to try anymore. But this is what coaches look for. They want to see the kids that are still trying until the clock hits 0. The Bulldogs may be down 44-12. Might seem a little, hard to get back, but they might be putting more people in the rotation, seeing who can play, see who wants to play. And I think we're going to see some, a lot of good effort in these last couple minutes.
of course, and the Bulldogs looking to kick off here with 7 minutes and 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Wheaton St. Francis is going to kick, and Bulldogs will receive. Back to receive the kick, Cameron Kudikost, and our guy O'Neal, who's been just lunch pail and hard hat, punching the clock in and out all night.
Yeah, let's see what they can do right here. I'd like to see Hank make a good return. I'm not gonna, jump to conclusions. I'm not gonna, undersize him. I want him to get a good return here and put the Bulldogs in good position to start their offense.
The squib. And 44 for the Bulldogs. That's Urbanski.
Joe
Just
Urbanski.
falls on it because he knows.
Yeah, that wasn't a ball that the coaches want you to return. When it's on the floor like that, you don't want to take chances. If you like right here, you see, if that gets past him and a St. Francis player runs past him and gets that ball, that's an easy touchdown. they're about 3 yards off once they get that ball. You know, you want to fall on that ball, make sure you have it.
And I'm looking at Verdon. He's just in agony, not because of the pain though, because he's not out there helping his team. He's looking really sort of stressed out and disappointed that he just can't be out there with the rest of his team.
Vandermark takes the snap in the shotgun.
Across the
Easy
middle to
pocket
O'Day.
Pass to O'Day. O'Day gets a first down and more. Perfect, right there. It was great blocking from the offensive line. Vandermark had time to look, set up his pass, hit O'Day right for the easy completion.
Any quarterback can be that good as long as they have time. Look at this clean pocket. No one anywhere near him. He has time to go through his progression, find the open man, and hit him with a check down.
And it's not
simple as that.
It's not easy to block Vandermark's passes coming from a 6'4" frame.
Yeah.
There he is again, and it's picked off by St. Francis DB. But no,
oh wait, it's
O'Day
caught.
Came up with it.
What happened? Oh my goodness.
It
O'Day.
looks like what I think is that the defensive back for Wheaton St. Francis intercepted the. What are they calling?
They called an incomplete pass.
Huh.
Let's see. Okay, what seemed to happen
If
was
we could see a replay
the
on
Wheaton
that.
St. Francis guy was about to catch it, and O'Day came in and laid the boom down on him, and
He just let go.
He just coughed up the ball, I guess, and O'Day thought he caught it
I think
on
O'Day
a fly,
grabbed it from him.
but we don't. The refs ruled it as
Incomplete
and as we've discussed before, no challenges obviously in college level.
No,
excuse me.
booth review.
Yeah, no booth review in high school level.
Vandermark back to pass again. Easy in
Finds
the pocket.
O'Day in a check
Finds
down.
O'Day. Same route. O'Day
And
finds the outside.
Gets first down and more.
Oh my goodness.
Same
O'Day, another clean pocket. Vandermark had time. He got to go through his progression, find the open man. Just so important as the St. Francis defensive backs get more and more tired. The offensive linemen for the Bulldogs, who seem to be in almost better shape.
That looks a lot like the play that was 3 plays ago. It was the same. Vandermark had time to pass. O'Day ran that same little go route.
Good blocking.
And there you go.
Garvey
pushing through.
What a play. My goodness, that's a good 15-yard run by Garvey over there.
And I think it's the fatigues finally hitting the Wheaton St. Francis players. I mean, it might be a bit late for the Bulldogs, but at least we'll make at least they'll get a few more scores.
Yeah, as you can see right here, Garvey just finds his hole, toughs through tackles, keeps his feet moving. Great play by Garvey to make that first down, and
trips left. Vandermark
back to pass.
Oh.
Looks for O'Day.
Oh,
Picked off by Wheaton St. Francis.
It looks like
linebacker.
the flag was
He's
probably on
just
holding, and
flying.
he looks like he's off to the races.
Vandermark's down the field. Let's see if he can do it. And
No.
that's a
Block in the back on Vandermark, possibly.
Oh,
no,
touchdown.
That's hard to call.
No, Vandermark saw the guy coming.
And he turned his back,
his shoulders. He just turned his back because the guy was looking at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can see right here, just Vandermark. He's looking for O'Day.
Sometimes he has too much time, and if you
Garvey right
was wide open. If he would have taken his eyes off O'Day and look around the field a little bit.
There was a penalty on the field. We'll see what they call. There's a touchdown. The penalty was declined. It was on the Bulldogs.
As I said, it was probably holding against the Bulldogs. So
that makes it 50-12. I think that nails. That puts
That's
the nail in the
final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, well, but the Bulldogs want to get back on the board. They want to get a couple more scores, maybe a touchdown, maybe even a field goal.
Yeah.
But they want to just show that they are better than the score indicates.
Yes,
and they are, but it's just that the Spartans are better.
They played better today. The Spartans came out firing. The Bulldogs have a lot to prove. They are coming off a lot of pressure from last year with a 2-7 record. They're thinking, hey, everybody wants us to do better, and that's going to be hard. Wheaton St. Francis beat them last year. And, I wanted to try to stay, non-optimistic, but
you wanted to stay positive, but it's hard when the Bulldogs are down 51-12 with only 6 minutes left in the fourth.
You can see the frustration on the sideline, players getting into it. That's not what you want to see.
It's really a shame that the Bulldogs lost because it overshadows the stellar job done by the offense.
You know,
Hank O'Neal and Jack Vandermerk, except for the 3 interceptions, Hank O'Neal and
3
Jack
interceptions
Vandermerk
and 1 fumble. Oh, 3 interceptions and 1 fumble. Remember
and 1
that.
fumble. But
It's 5 turnovers, and they've scored on every single one of those drives. I mean, it's hard to say, but take away those 5 touchdowns, it's a close game. It's hard to say because they may have made stops and gotten touchdowns anyway on those drives. But that still takes a lot more time off the clock. Maybe even 1 touchdown wouldn't have happened. Maybe the interception for a touchdown, or the fumble that was right by the end zone. It's hard to say that the score would be a lot different if those turnovers wouldn't have happened, but I think it would have.
yeah, but it really overshadows the good job done by Hank O'Neal tonight, especially in this second half. Just putting in he with the first
And
touchdown run at the end of the
looks like
first
O'Day
half.
and O'Neal are back. Oh man,
Big factor in this half too.
O'Day,
it
I think
seems-
just got number 60 on the Bulldogs. That'd be John Huzier. Just got absolutely jacked. A player came in.
And it looks
Ha-
like that's
just-
not good. Hank O'Neal got up. He
Hank
was
O'Neal's
down.
fine,
He's
but-
limping off the field.
Oh man,
As you can just see.
watch this guy. Oh, I don't think you can get a good look at it, but one of the Wheaton St. Francis players comes flying in and just takes out Huzier, and he just is dizzy and
Yeah,
off the
looks-
sideline getting checked for a concussion right now because he got jacked.
Yeah, and the big factor in this half seems like the Bulldogs, I think we can all agree, were on offense more this half. They only had about 60, 70 yards of offense this half. St. Francis, they had about 100 yards. And now I think that they were on the field less than the Bulldogs.
Kevin Garvey makes a man miss, makes another man miss,
Fumble
and
on
he's
the-
tripped up and
fumbles it.
fumbles. And Bulldogs have the ball.
Bulldogs cover.
The Bulldogs get the ball.
Man, here's the
See the
replay on
fumble
that
right
last
here.
play. See, he
That's
makes
Sam
this man
Critic.
miss, but when he misses,
That's
Oh.
Simon Criticos. Cameron Criticos, my bad.
older brother Simon Criticos.
Yeah.
That'd be a surprise if he played football.
Yeah, and we have the Bulldogs back in their own territory on their own 17. Or excuse me, Francis on the Bulldogs 17,
Yeah.
and looking to put even more points on the board. Their backup QB's in.
Francis getting what some people may call garbage minutes,
Mhm.
but it's also vital playing time for the kids that don't get to play and prove themselves. It's still a varsity game. It's going to be stats for them. They can prove something to their coaches that like if they're an underclassman, hey, I'll be able to play for you next year. I'm going to prove it right now.
Yeah,
You know,
now
it's-
in at quarterback, Zach Prochik, and on the handoff, Colin Doyle.
Yeah, Zach
Both
Prochik,
who are
another.
sort of new to the game.
Yeah, Prochik, a junior. He'll have 1 more year under his belt. This is vital for his career next year. Maybe he'll be starting next year. Yeah, quick handoff to the running back number
Colin
7.
Doyle.
And
Oh,
he
man.
He's in.
That
powers
was
in. That was
poor tackling.
that was good running by Doyle. He really just powered through the defense. The defense just couldn't get a hand on him.
Man, that was
Unfortunate.
I honestly think that Bulldogs should have made that stop. See, look
Yeah,
how many
looks-
people miss this tackle. He
Obstacles,
misses these
he
tackles
goes
here.
left
He
and
goes
right.
good blocks
And
by
then
Wheaton
he
here.
goes
1,
left and then
2, 3 and 4. Try to all cannot make the tackle, but they're
It's
trying
just-
to either arm tackle
It
just
should
with their
be.
arms or tackle just with their shoulders, and you really can't do both. You have to wrap them up and bring them back, and Bulldogs
Just
aren't
getting
really doing that very well.
unfortunate at the end of this game now, 57-12 in St. Francis' favor. But through these 3 quarters, the Bulldogs have played extremely well. They played way better than I can honestly say I expected they would. And then
Oh,
there you go,
blocked
block kick.
Kick. All right, blocked by Malloy. Malloy, he's one of those utility players that'll go in at any position you tell him to, even in there to block a kick, and he got up there and blocked it. That kicker for St. Francis has been doing really well, Matt Schultz. He's been doing really, really well, but I think that was his first mistake all game.
And I mean, it's really tough to have two of the best teams in the state as their first two games. One of them being an away game at the higher ranked team.
Yeah, and they're going to be Nazareth's homecoming game. That's going to be arguably one of the toughest games on their schedule.
Naz is going to have a 13th man on the stands.
Yeah. I remember last year they brought their 13th man here.
Yeah.
For that. That was something. Just as UC St. Francis did here, they also brought their cheerleaders, and they really brought most of their school. This is the fullest I've seen the visitors bench in a very long time. The visitors sideline, in a very, very long time. At any rate, O'Day and O'Neill back to receive the kicks.
Doyle to kick off. 5 minutes left in the game. 57-12. Spartans lead. And it's off.
Ooh, Colin Doyle has a boot on top of being a good running back.
O'Day grabs the ball. And there he goes. He's off to the races. Let's see if he can power through. And he gets to the 30.
That was a good call catching the ball. It may have gone out of the back. It would have gone out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Automatic touchback.
Despite getting hit by a couple players, he pushes through and gets about 5 more yards than he should have.
Yeah, 10 more. He's out at the 30-yard line here. Here's a replay. If you see, it would have went right into the end zone. Good catch. Best catch he's made all day. And as he comes up, he gets past the 20, which is his goal, because if he would have let that go, he would have gotten to the 20. He gets past the 20 and 10 more yards. So that was an overall good play by O'Day. Now split out. O'Day comes off the field for center. Vandermark under center. Mike Davis out to the right.
Hank O'Neill gets the handoff, gets about 3 yards of gain. 3 yards gained on the play. Yeah, it's second down. Here we just see the little run right here by Hank. Powering through, gets hit pretty hard, but you see he stretches for that extra yard, and that may come big in big games. You know, like if you take it in retrospect, every yard counts, and it's true.
Absolutely, and every yard counts. It may not count when you're down by several touchdowns with 3 minutes left, but it will count when you're down by 1 touchdown or 3 points with a couple minutes left. Yeah. It will matter eventually in the season. And the more they practice it now, the easier it'll be later.
I really would have liked to see the Bulldogs. Come out a little better than this. You see just the last play.
Overall, I feel that turnovers killed them.
Yeah, it was just, they played well. They didn't play bad. It's just that Wheaton is a talented team. The Bulldogs, are fighting off a little bit of
stickball.
Yeah, and
we had a 2-7 season last year. The entire school thinks we suck.
Yeah, exactly. And now they're coming back, and I think their offense is playing significantly better than last year. Last year, every time they come out, people would get a feeling like, oh, are they actually going to do something? But now when they come out, they're like, okay, they're going to get a couple first downs. They're going to drive down the field. They, now if they cut down on the turnovers, they may score a touchdown. Most drives are out there. They are playing very well offensively, pretty well defensively. It's hard to know with those fantastic linemen.
Kyle Bosch.
Oh, man, that's a false start.
You know what a lot of people that say that, this football team isn't as good as it should be, they don't look at the schedule. You know what?
Exactly.
Like, not a lot of people know how good the teams, not a lot of people know of Wheaton St. Francis. It's a low-key program, but they are talented. Lamont has a couple big players. You'll hear those. I'm not too sure about West Side. Rich East always has a couple good players. Yeah, Nazareth
is always good.
And the Bulldogs have been playing pretty well. And another thing that it's been truly, I don't know if you call it the Achilles heel, but it's been having problems for them is these false starts. They've been all over the place, and even on crucial drives. Not only does it move you back 5 yards, which in the grand scheme of things is immense, but also it just kills the momentum.
Yeah, they've got to cut down on the turnovers and penalties. And it's always good to have a lot of flaws in the first game because then you know
You
what
get
you
to
can
learn.
work on throughout the get to work on throughout the season.
You know, Zach Regnier getting a couple carries, end of the game, approaching under the minute mark. And you can see right here just the replay of Regnier's little carry. Gets a couple yardage, lowers his shoulder, tries to get yard. Just a lot of those Spartans attack whoever has the ball. That's what they're doing correctly, is that they go for the ball, they go for it hard. It's like every single player is going right towards where the ball is going.
Absolutely. And I'd like to take this moment to thank our sponsors, Dr. Pizza, for their great help with us, and you're very thanked here because of all the things you do for us. So back to the game. That was a good stop by Wheaton St. Francis. The Bulldogs looking to come out passing here. You know, we saw that shotgun in the first half. I really haven't seen it since.
Yeah.
I think they may want to go back to this on this 3rd and long scenario. This isn't where they're worried about losing too many yards, being down with 4 seconds. The game's over with 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second left. And here's we have some replays before we wrap it up here.
Just to kind of give you a concept of what happened, we had a couple big injuries with Christian Verdon and Justin Agnew. We'll be able to see those. Hank O'Neill's big return. You know, right here you see Verdon's just nasty spill with his ankle. Just it makes you cringe when you see it. It really does. And then you see Agnews later in this play come across the field, kind of gets thrown across. I'll point it out.
Yeah, there he is. He gets thrown across and just sort of trips down.
Verdon's is
stumbles across.
extremely disturbing because
He's out for the whole game.
he's out for the whole game,
And
possibly next week.
Here's what we would have wished that happened all day. You know, the Hank O'Neill returning it to the house. No, not a lot of people in this stadium expected that to happen, and you know he proved them wrong. That was
The Bulldogs,
a big
when that
momentum
happened,
changer.
Bulldogs had 0 points on the board, and of course, this semi-scary touchdown by O'Day, he puts it in the end zone, and those were their 2 touchdowns and only points of the game.
Just sadly, they couldn't do anything else, and
And Hank O'Neill's not the biggest guy.
yeah,
He's
you know,
but he's got that big stride.
no, it was a great week. They'll have Lamont next week, and we'll see what they can do.
yeah, and we'd also like to thank our cameramen, Colin Hughes, Charlie Marcoux, Mike Freshour, and Jason Q, along with our audio director, Maurice Guthrie, technical director, Alex Voorhees, and along with our post-production editor, Lorenzo Cordova, and the Lyons Township High School support, as well as, of course, our sponsor, Dr. Pizza. For Tyler Campbell, Chris Olszewski, I'm Andrew Pileski. So long, and good night.